This episode of Off My Shelf contains coarse language and adult conversation. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, my name is Tracy James and welcome to Off My Shelf, a podcast about movies that are well off my shelf, where we go through my DVDs and talk about the movies in my collection. In this episode, it's time to play the music, it's time to light the lights, it's time to chat about Muppets with Josh Ratcliffe tonight. Welcome!
Hi-ho, everybody. How's it going?
Good. I didn't want to tell you this before we started recording, but though I remembered it was today because I sent you like the link for this yesterday and all that kind of stuff, for some reason my brain did not click in that Thursday was tomorrow yesterday. I know this sounds very confusing.
Thursday is tomorrow's yesterday.
Exactly. And I realized very late at night that I hadn't watched a single one of these movies yet.
Oh my goodness.
This episode.
There was a lot of movies to watch.
There was a lot of movies. Oh, let me clarify. Okay. So, I mean, we're going to talk the Muppets in general because they've been around for a long time and there's lots of like content for them and everything. But specifically, I have the 2011 Muppets movie. And then I got this box set as a gift a few years ago, just called Muppet Movies DVD 3-pack. That's literally all it says on the front of it. I will show you. I know viewers can't see it, but you know, it's fine. And it's right. And it is what? Kermit, Swamp Years, The Muppets in Manhattan, and Muppets from Space.
Okay.
Done.
Yeah, I watched all of those movies.
You did.
I did.
I gave you a pass about Kermit's Swamp Years.
I am now the proud owner of Kermit Swamp Years. It's one of the 3 movies I own on Apple TV.
Why would you do that to yourself? I was just like, look, you can skip this one. And also,
I am a team player. I'll take it. I'm not
okay. Because now I feel real bad because
it was not good.
It was not good in any way. Like from the opening, I think my first note is that fly is really annoying. Like that's my first note from the episode.
Do you want to see what my first note is? It might be something very similar. It's my second one.
Oh, okay.
It is, I hate this CGI bug. I wrote it down.
It's the worst. Oh. No, my first note is actually, I hate that CGI fly with a passion. That's the actual note. Mm-hmm. My next note on this movie is disturbing. Third note, the songs are so forgettable, except for in the bloopers before the credits, they do an alternative version of Rainbow Connection.
Yeah,
those are all of my notes for that movie.
Those bloopers were wild.
They were better than the movie.
It was better than the movie. This movie had something in it that I found deeply disturbing.
Which was, I mean, I found most of it disturbing, but what specifically was it?
So there, Dr. Crassman.
Okay.
The aptly named Crass villain in the film.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a flashback to him as a child dissecting a live frog. Now it's a puppet. We'll specify that it is a Muppet puppet.
Which sort of makes it worse, to be honest, because it's very like humanoid, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, yes. And it speaks to him to tell it not to kill it. Like to tell him not to kill the frog, and he can't do it, and all of his like classmates like tease him for being like a frog lover or whatever, the reptile boy or whatever it was,
something like that.
Something like that. And so he's like, that was the first frog that I dissected. And I'm like, wait, so he did it anyway, knowing that this frog can talk, and then did it for years to countless other frogs that he knew was intelligent enough to speak to him.
Yep.
And because he was afraid of what people would think of him afterwards.
Yep. Instead of trying to like, you know, be like, look, this thing can talk, I'm not doing it. and he became a doctor because he keeps making people call him doctors. He's got like, he went to like, he's got a PhD in something, and instead of trying to like prove these things can talk, he was just like, no, I'm just gonna cut them open all the time, just so people can't call me frog lover or whatever.
And you are not exaggerating by saying all the time. You can see his class schedule behind him, all frog dissections.
Yep.
Every single square on it, he's just like, I'm going to cut into these talky little frogs until they talk back.
Yep. And then when they finally do, he has a mental break.
Yep.
And confesses his crimes.
Yeah.
So
after a shiv fight with Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, which was also really disturbing for some reason. Like, what? Why are you fighting each other with scalpels? Like, this seems...
It was like Kermit was in a prison fight.
Yeah, it was like the whole...
That doesn't work.
The whole movie was really disturbing. Like, the whole thing just rubbed me completely the wrong way. You know, childhood swimming in dirty swamp water, the angry bullfrog, I'm assuming... the song and dance about like how great it is to be a pet. All you have to do is give up your freedom, but you get all this other stuff.
That was really weird.
It was very weird. It was very weird. Yeah. It was a lot of, even like the nice guy, like the pet shop owner dude, who really isn't a nice guy because you know he's giving the frogs for dissection and he should be a animal lover. He was creepy looking in like a really off-putting, I lure children to pet the animals in my store kind of way. Like,
if this had been like a real Muppet movie, and I do mean that as an insult to it because it looked like a trauma movie the whole time. It that would have been Craig T. Nelson or what's his name from Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
That guy. Oh, yeah, I know
Tim
exactly
Blake Nelson. Tim Blake Nelson. That would have been him, and it would have been perfect. Like that guy, that dopey guy running around the swamp trying to catch Kermit the Frog. That would be delightful.
Yeah,
But this guy, there was some. Yeah, you were right. There's something like Lifetime specially about him.
Yeah, and in like the worst way possible. Yeah. Like not just like, you know, the Walmart version of something, more like the byway's been shut down for a year and somebody went into like the abandoned thing and found him in the back kind of way, you know?
He's also a little bit like, don't go up to that cabin, you teens.
Shake fists.
Yeah, he's a little bit like Last Stop Before the Ghosts Get You.
Yeah.
He works at the one horse town gas station.
Yeah. And the worst part too is like that movie was of course a direct to DVD film.
It was also on the Stars Network. I wrote that down.
Oh God.
VHS, DVD, and the Stars Network was its official release.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot. But the other thing is that was the most like pointed towards like small children one too. Yep. Like it definitely was not made for anybody who was fans of the show or was over the age of like 10. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, this is what you're showing the small children? No. What? That seems crazy.
Yeah. So I watched these in order, or in chronological order. So I watched
like as in release date.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah. I didn't do in canon.
Okay.
Actually, that would be wonky, and I really want to talk about like quote unquote canon for the Muppet movies. I think that's gonna be really fun. So I watched it in release order, but they got progressively younger as I watched them, until we get up to 2011, and then it's a little more for adults as well, or I think it's back to the form that it originally took.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Muppets in Space was also like little. I was like, I think I saw it when I was 11 when it came out. I must have, but it was a kids movie, but it was like a high quality kids movie at least.
Yeah, like it definitely still made like references to like the original show, and like there were jokes in there that were clearly for like adults and all that kind of stuff. So it still kind of worked. It wasn't too childish. Whereas, the Swamp Eaters didn't even have, it had no references, it had no meta stuff in it. It had no, there were no celebrity cameos even in there. There was just like nothing of the original stuff was in that movie in any way.
Yeah, it didn't
Which
even have Miss
frustrated me.
Piggy in it.
Right?
Like Miss
Yeah,
Piggy kills it in all of the other movies. Like
she
more
really
Miss
does.
Piggy all the time because she's like A+ every time.
Oh,
She's great.
sorry, I did forget. In the Swamp Eaters, there is a what is it? Waldorf and Statler young version
I liked
of
the
them.
Walter and Statler bit in
That's
it
it.
because they were dressed like it was the 70s, which also doesn't make sense because I think everyone else was in the 50s.
Yes.
So they're actually ahead of their time in the
it just
50s
it
with
just
their joke.
you just kind of let it happen. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I think I also accidentally watched this in chronological order
Okay.
because I watched this in order of like what sort of like, so I watched Muppets in Manhattan last night at like 1 o'clock in the morning because I was like, this is gonna keep me awake because I want to watch the Muppets last because at least it makes me happy. I like that movie. I mean, I technically didn't really have to watch it also because I was like leaving it till after. Like, well, if I don't watch it, I know it. I'll be fine. Everything is good. And then the other two I watched because I had no idea. But it turns out I did watch Muppets in Space before. Didn't realize it. Swamp Ears never had seen before, and it was fine. And I just wanted to like, and it's the shortest movie, and I wanted to like tear my eyes out. I was like,
It
I
was
can't.
rough.
It was so rough. It just kept going, and I was like, how are you not done? Hasn't it been over an hour yet? No, it's been 10 minutes. I'm like, you're lying to me.
They meant years, literally.
Seriously. And then so then I had enough time, so I watched the last one, and that made me happy as a clam. So I'm good.
Well, what is your like general kind of Muppet history? Because like I was watching these and I was like, I don't know which ones I've seen. Like I can't like I don't have a specific time where I learned about Kermit the Frog, like he's sort of like Superman or Mickey Mouse. It's just like, oh, that's just somebody I know
Yeah, it's just
from
always
my
been
whole
there
yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way about it. I do have slight memories of the Muppet Show on TV, but it was probably reruns at the time. But I do have a lot of memories for some reason of Muppet Babies, the cartoon show, because, Saturday mornings it would come on and be like, oh, let's go, it's Mickey. It was all very exciting.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I remember that. I think there was a 90s show as well, and I watched that one.
was there another one after
Like
that?
on TGIF, I think. Yeah.
Oh, probably. I mean, it's possible. Well, because I know after the Muppets came out, then they did um Muppets Most Wanted, and they had that TV show that was like 30 Rock for like a year.
Right.
And it just wasn't landing correctly, and they just took it off. They're just like, and we're gonna stop this. And I'm like, okay. Well, I think it's because it was taking itself too seriously. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And you're just like, you're missing the point of the Muppets. It's not. It is if you think about the original Muppet Show and how they did the behind the scenes stuff, that was the original 30 Rocks, to be honest. But it
Mhm.
also never took itself seriously. Whereas I think this new one was a little bit too it was too cynical, like too 30 Rock, too like Parks and Rec and stuff. And
Right.
it's like, no, we're gonna be cynical and we're gonna make fun of society, and we're gonna have celebrities, but it's not gonna be fun. We're not gonna have like lots of silly jokes with the celebrities. It's gonna be like serious political humor and blah blah blah. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's what we need now. That's
Yes,
the Muppets. The Muppets have come to save us from all of the silliness that we've had with a
exactly.
serious look at society and the way that we interact with each other.
Right?
Which one of us is the puppet, really? You should watch and tune in and find out.
But it did have fun jokes in it. It had a couple of good
It
episodes,
was
but
like the Office-y kind of thing, right? Like it had like, did it do the talking heads in it? Like confessionals?
um yes, it did. It did
It,
do that. Yes, it
yeah.
did. Because yeah, Kermit was kind of like Michael. That's true. Um, but he was more like, no, yeah, he was just like the this is really difficult, but also I'm a fool kind of thing. They're like, why
Oh,
does
okay.
everything work? Because everything's great. And then he'd be
Yeah.
like, everything's not great. It'd be one of those things.
Yeah, no, I like my Kermit to be somehow the world's greatest entertainer without ever really doing anything. That's exact and really upbeat and positive. That's
Right.
my Kermit.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. I think that's why Muppets in Manhattan and well, even actually, you know what? I didn't mind Muppets from Space, to be honest.
Oh,
I
I,
thought it
I
was a
actually
little
found it to
silly.
be I found it to be quite inoffensive. Like
Yes.
it's a kids movie. And I
Mm,
and I watched it like and I was like, "Oh, I don't like this as much as the Manhattan one. The Manhattan one is awesome."
yeah.
Um but I was like, "Oh, it's for kids." And it's like watching George of the Jungle. Like it's like, yeah, what am I going to complain about? Like it has that same kind of like level of production to it. It's like it's fine. It's for kids.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. Your brain shuts off and you're like, he fell down. It's good. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Well, in Swamp Tales, not to jump back too far, his voice didn't even sound right. And I'm not even like one of those dudes that like after Jim Henson died, I was like Kermit sounds wrong because that's what a lot of people do. But I was 2 years old when he died, so I don't really have much Jim Henson Kermit like buried in my head. But I was watching Kermit Swamp Tales. I'm like, that sounds wrong even to me.
Well, I think it's supposed to sound wrong because he's 12, right? So like
But
the
he's
part
doing the narration though.
oh, so you think that because
Yeah.
I thought the narration sounded about right, but when 12-year-old Kermit was on screen and he said stuff, I was like, that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, that one I let go because I was like, oh, he's a little kid in this one. But like when he's like rolling up on that scooter, by the way, all of the like leg stuff in Kermit Swamp Tales, just absolutely abysmal puppetry. Like
It really is very bad.
like first of all, every scene has them in the foreground, like with their just like with a half like close up, right?
Yeah,
Like you never see them anytime. Anytime it requires them, they are dead puppets. They are
yeah.
just they are
Or they're
not
like,
moving at all.
one of my favorite parts is when they're like jumping in the window of the pet shop and then they jump, but
Yeah.
then you just see their back half out the window and it's clearly just somebody holding a puppet out the window, just shaking it. You're like, okay, I guess this is fine. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, everybody knows that it's only amazing when the top half of the puppets go crazy and wave their arms around. Doing their bottom half looks stupid.
You're like, that's not real. Also, it's just not real.
This is ruining my time.
I thought this felt thing that clearly has a hand up its butt was alive. Okay. And now you have ruined it. And now I don't believe it anymore. It's dead. It's awful.
It doesn't look like it has bones.
Yeah, it was very I don't know. Like I sat there watching this movie. I'm like, should I just not watch it and just skip over it? I'm like, but you're 10 minutes in. Just let it happen. Just let it wash over you. And that's what I did. That's what I did.
Yeah, I'm surprised none of those characters returned.
Yeah, it's very surprising. Oh my god.
There was Croaker. I actually enjoyed Croaker's voice. Croaker had some
Really?
good jokes. He's the one that got run over, right?
Yes. Yeah. And he lost his hawk.
Yeah. He had he had a line in it that like after he got run over by a car, which also weirdly real world violence in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So he got hit by a car and he's like, I saw my whole life flash before my eyes. There's a beat and he goes, man, I got a lot of problems.
Did he say something about being tired as well?
Yeah, maybe. I might have just been laughing too hard at I have a lot of problems.
Really?
Just a moment of realization that his life has gone awry.
It's so wrong. It's all wrong. So there was a Muppet Babies show in 2018 to
Yes.
2022. I did not
It
watch
is currently
that one.
on. I did not. No. I mostly kept within what we watched. I watched like a couple clips from The original Muppet movie because I wanted to watch Rainbow Connection. And I watched like the first maybe 20 minutes of Most Wanted last night because I was all high on Muppets.
Yeah.
So
You're just like,
that
I
movie is
need to stay with
underrated.
it.
Yeah,
Really? I
I
mean,
think so.
I watched that movie. So the Muppets movie I saw in the theater on a girls' day out, and we were like, we showed up and there was like nothing on. It was one of those like unplanned things. You're like, we're gonna go to the movies. Show up at like 4. We're like, okay, and that's what we did. And so we watched the Muppet movies. All like 6 of us sitting there, and at the end of the movie, we're all like singing, life's a happy song. Like at the end, we're walking out, we're in a good mood. We're like, let's get some drinks. Like it was great. It was a good day. Then I went to go see Muppets Most Wanted, and it was me and a couple of friends. I sat there in the theater going, "These songs they're forgettable. This storyline is lame. I don't like this. Oh my god, why is he in a gulag? Like, ugh!" It was a whole thing.
I like the Gulag bit. I like Danny Trejo being in there as Danny Trejo.
And you like Tina Fey as like
That a lot.
the Russian
Yeah,
holder of the keys of the cells.
not
or
playing
whatever.
Tina Fey,
No,
but is Danny Trejo at the.
maybe I should rewatch that one because I think I've only watched it the one time.
The opening number's great.
Okay.
The opening number about oh crap, we have to make a sequel. And the sequels are never as good as the original.
They're right.
And that the whole number is just like, we're gonna do it again. Like that's the whole bit. And I'm like, that's really funny. It's the 22 Jump Street of the Muppets.
Well, the funny thing is like the early Muppets movies are great. Like the Muppet movie, the Great Muppet Caper is actually really good. I should have rewatched all of these if I remembered. We watched Muppets Take My Hand and the Muppet Christmas Carol. I love. I was not a huge fan of Muppet Treasure Island. It's okay, but and then everything else.
I think that one's also a little bit more kid friendly, right? If I recall, I don't know if I've watched it all the way through, but that's kind of my impression.
Yeah, I haven't watched it since I was like 12. And even at 12, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
No,
well, it's like a little.
No, Muppet Treasure Island came out after I was 12, so no. So I would have watched that maybe when I was like 17. Yeah, that sounds.
Well, I think it's like kind of centered on the kid human character, right? So like, there's sort of different levels of humanity in these movies too, and I think that we could kind of look at it in that, like, how much person is in this versus how good it is sometimes. Because I think sometimes they get some real lame wads. As the people running around.
Well, yeah, I find if you change the focus from the Muppets to like a person, I find it gets lamer. Because some of the antics have to get cut out and all that kind of stuff. But if you make sure like the people are really secondary or tertiary characters, it usually stays pretty good because I think that's where Muppets in Space kind of loses some of its stuff. It's not just that it's Jeffrey Tambor, but they focus a little bit too much on him for sometimes, and you're just like, can we just not be on this angry man?
It's not that good a bit. He doesn't have that much to do. I enjoy the bear guy that's like the henchman in that one.
Yes.
He always has some really good, funny lines. He has a really good one in the Muppets too. Because he plays a similar character. He's always like kind of like a corporate henchman kind of guy, right?
Yeah. Who's clearly has like a good heart in some way, and then by the end realizes he's like, I should be better. This isn't where I should be. And then he just ends up back there again every time.
He just has very like real world reactions to things happening. Which and I think kind of the main thing that I wanted to kind of bring up was like the elasticity of reality in the Muppet movies. I find incredibly delightful. Like, because it'll do things that aren't possible in real life. Like the Muppets will drive across the ocean
because they travel by map.
They travel by map, but then we see them coming out on the beach because that's how they would come out of the water. And then he rolls down there and goes, oh. So it acknowledges a little bit the physical limitations of what would happen if you tried to do that, but then ignores it for the rest of the time.
It's like, this is fine. This is okay. Yeah.
And I love that. Or like how much do people in the world see them as what they are?
Well, and that's always the question that confuses me because at certain points you're like, no, they see them as people, and then other points you're like, no, they see you as animals that are not human. But at the same time, they like interact with them in certain aspects. They interact with them like they're normal people, and in other aspects they change it because like they'll tell them to hop back home or like go sleep in a cave and whatever, but at the same time be like, yeah, let me fit you for an outfit, and you're like, what? Like, what? Okay, it's fine. But
Yeah.
that's one thing I really liked, especially about which I picked up a couple of these things in the Muppets movie, is that that same acknowledgement about like the world is interesting because like even in like the opening sequence when they're walking on the street, they're dancing, they're singing and all this kind of stuff, and they stop by Mary's school and they're in there and they look outside to see Walter, but you see all the dancers and stuff fanning themselves and they're like panting on the ground and everything, and then they just cut back like that's just normal, they were just dancing and singing, and then of course at the end of the sequence they get on the bus and like, oh god, thank god they're gone, we can stop singing and dancing now, which is great. But I'm like, this is just normal life for you? Like, is this fine? Like, oh, okay.
Well, they have to serve the protagonists.
They do.
Like,
They
that
do.
would be a joke in the movie, though. Like, if it was like, oh, is this normal for you guys? Like, oh, we're extras. We got paid to be here. I don't know what you're.
Right.
Why are you asking me?
Yeah, and then randomly Feist shows up, sings 3 notes, and goes
Oh,
home, and you're like, what?
I wrote down as many like crazy cameos as I could.
Well, that's
Feist
the
was one of them. I love Feist showing up. Feist is great.
and Mickey Rooney was on the bench in the
Yep.
same sequence. Well, and that's the thing. It's just like half my notes is just people's names with exclamations. I was like, it's this person and this person and this person. And I'm sorry, I am going to make you talk about Star Trek today, but we'll get to there. We'll get there. It's fine.
From when we talk about Muppets Take Manhattan, is there a special doctor in the house?
There is a special doctor in the house. Yes. The only movie that does not have a Star Trek reference in it is The Swamp Years, so we can skip over those. It's fine.
Oh, I don't know if I wrote down all the other Star Trek references.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna show me up.
There's 2 of them in Muppets in Space. One is a real reference and one is an accidental reference.
Okay.
And there are definitely at least 2 big clear references in the Muppets. So
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So do we want to start with Manhattan then? Since it's
Yeah, let's do that.
the original, like our earliest
The
one,
earliest
1984.
Yes, 1984. One thing I felt sad about this movie is that it's very clear that there are cameos in this movie that I just visually did not pick up because it's just the time periods are different, and like the person who was famous in 1984 that would have been in a Muppets movie, I was like, oh, I don't know who you are.
Well, I might have missed some.
Yeah.
But like sometimes you can tell, right? Like you're like when you're in the groove of these movies, you're like, this person coming in, I think that's a person because we're looking at them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I looked up the movie, and then I'm looking at the list, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. Like, who are you supposed to be?
Like Linda Lavin.
Oh, Linda Lavin, I knew. I got like Gregory Hines and Liza Minnelli.
I had to look up Gregory Hines.
Really?
I was just like, well, no, I recognize it, but I couldn't figure out where. I was like, oh, it's the tap dancing guy.
It's the tap dancing guy, and of course, like Brooke Shields and Elliot Gould.
Elliot Gould made me happy. I enjoyed him showing up, just because I enjoy it whenever he shows up ever.
Funny thing, I had to talk about him last episode because we talked about Ocean's 11 last episode. I was like, oh, he's back. And yeah, I think that was the last one I got. Those are all the ones and of course Gates McFadden, because I was like, Crusher. It's fun.
First role.
Very excited.
Or first film role, I guess. Maybe she was on doing other things, but
apparently she did. I learned this the other day. She did like choreography for something else in the Muppets. Because there's a documentary on right now about Sesame Street.
Oh, okay.
And I should have made notes while I was watching it, but why would I do something crazy like that?
Did you say Joan Rivers as well? Was that in your list of
Oh,
cameos?
that's right. Joan Rivers was there. No, I did
Yeah,
not write that down, but yes, she was
yeah,
there. She put all of them. Oh no, it says ooh, Joan Rivers. It is there. I skipped it.
yeah.
It's fine. I didn't capitalize it was my problem.
I feel like that was like an improvised scene.
Oh,
Like I feel like that was like the rhythm of it was like Frank Oz trying to get a word in as Miss Piggy, but Joan Rivers
was like
trampling on
no.
Miss Piggy is nuts. Like
Yes.
somehow you're able to like get all of the words in on Miss Piggy when she's just going, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure." Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was
Yeah, that
great.
was good.
It's really like it was really unhinged as well.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what is happening there? But okay, that's fine. Apparently John Landis was in there.
Oh really? That's weird.
Huh. What does it say he played? He was Leonard Winsop. Oh, he
Oh,
was
is he
the
one of the
father.
producers?
Yeah, he was the mean father producer guy.
Oh, really?
That didn't look like him at all.
No, it must have been like in the montage.
No, it would have been this this scene where like Kermit go like he gets like the letter or whatever and he goes
Yeah.
to the office and then the young guy shows up and he pretends to be the producer and then his dad shows up. It's the dad.
Okay.
If I
Now I need to know what John Landis looks like. That's what you said, right?
yeah, maybe I'm
Yeah.
thinking of the wrong person.
I think it has to be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he was in one of the just like one of the producers that said no.
Oh, he's one of those
I
producers.
want to say that. Yeah.
Okay.
That seems more right to me because the other guy was
Okay.
like old and this was 40 years ago.
Yes. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. Ugh,
Getting it
40 years
wrong.
ago.
Yes, it makes us all feel really old. Thank you.
Also, most of my notes are just Miss Piggy is great.
One thing I felt really weird about writing a note about was I was in the last movie, I was like, I don't know what happened, but they gave Miss Piggy like a facelift or something because she looks amazing. I was like, is this a weird thing to think? Is
I think she
it?
got a
I don't
nose
know.
job.
She got it.
Waka
Love it.
waka. Oh,
Um,
I watched Muppets and actually I watched only Muppets Take Manhattan with my girlfriend because she fell asleep at the very end and wasn't awake for Muppets in Space. Um, so we were watching it. And she's like, "Yeah, you're Fozzie."
Fozzie Bear is great. As long as you
And
don't
then
walk
she
around in
said,
fart
"Don't write
shoes, I'm
that
good.
down."
What do you think
And
is
I
going to
wrote that
happen?
down too.
Oh, by the way, I found a thing about Gates McFadden.
Hmm.
So the reference was so Jim Henson did the puppetry and all that kind of stuff for the Labyrinth, and
Oh, okay.
she did the choreography and Muppet movement in Labyrinth. That's what it
Right. I forget.
was.
She is a dancer by
She is a
trade.
dancer. Yes, they had a whole episode that showed off her dancing, and she got to teach Data dancing, and she's the choreographer for that episode.
Isn't there
Oh.
also one where like her and Troy are doing like jazzercise or something, and they're wearing those weird leotards?
There's a few episodes where they're yes,
Yeah.
there's yeah, and yeah. Well,
Well,
that's the
but that's
thing.
a
So
very dance kind of movement, is what I mean. Like they kind of did utilize it a few times.
they did, yes. Because later on they switch it to this like it's essentially Klingon Tai Chi, so they're wearing like gis essentially. So yeah, I don't know.
They should have done a different exercise fad every time they did it. Like it should have been like Romulan Taibo or like
Well, there's no Romulans on the ship, so Worf
yeah,
was teaching a class. That's why you
right.
got it right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they'll do Vulcan CrossFit. It's like
Oh,
one episode. Like it'll
I
just be
believe Vulcan CrossFit would be brutal
yeah.
because they are stronger than humans and have higher stamina. So they would do nuts things.
Well, and they
It,
make you do math problems at the same time.
oh my
So
god, yes. It'd be like a physics test while physical endurance is happening. Oh, That sounds, what is wrong with you? That's like a
I
torture.
agree.
Ugh.
What's wrong with Vulcans? Just I agree. I'm
Yes.
agreeing with you.
Yes. It's nuts. Ugh. I'm okay with all of the Star Trek talk. I'm not going to complain
Oh,
about it.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Um,
So she shows up as a secretary, not
mhm.
even as a cameo. Like this is too early as a camp to be a cameo, right? So like she's
Yes.
just in it.
Yeah,
So
that
we
this is
have
her
to.
role. Yeah.
But what's funny is like if this was 10 years later, that would have been the exact role as a cameo of her, right? Like that
It
would
would have been.
be
Yeah.
yeah.
So be like, yes, I'll be the secretary, sure. Be fantastic. One thing about Muppets in Manhattan is that it moves so fast. Like between them doing the opening number. Wait, hold on. Even before we get there, the Muppets graduated from college?
Yeah, they start off in college. They haven't graduated. I think they had just graduated,
Yeah.
which
Like
makes
that
that
was a
just is really
graduation
funny to
show.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And
that made me laugh. Just the idea of them going to class.
yeah. Because it was like, so I guess it was like you got a degree in like theater or something.
No, they're far too successful to have career to have degrees in theater. They all
Yeah.
have degrees in economics.
This was their fallback and they fell
Yeah,
in love with it and
they're
they
like the
ran with
Rolling
it.
Stones.
Mm, get it. Yeah, or like Weezer and stuff. Yeah.
Right. What does he have a degree? He's a math guy, right?
Yeah, yeah. Isn't like two of the Queen guys like
Oh yeah,
engineers or something?
I think one of them might be an astrophysicist.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you're just like, I'm just gonna do this for fun.
Well,
Huh.
the dude from The Offspring is like an RNA scientist. Like he was the one trying to get us off COVID.
Yes. Which
It's like,
was so
please,
weird.
Dexter Holland, save us.
I'm like, you're pretty
Keep us
fly for a
separated.
white guy? Like, what? I was so confused. But then Dolly Parton saved us. It's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. It all worked out. That's all that matters.
I forgot that was another part of that. That she gave a bunch of money to COVID research. What a weird world we live in.
I know. It's just like if you think about the last like 2 years, the COVID situation, and just like how things happened and rolled out and who was involved and conspiracies and well, they're not even real conspiracies. They're like things that actually happened in general. You're just like, I couldn't even have written that book. Like I couldn't even it could have been some dystopian bestseller and I still would have gotten things wrong. Like
We would have thought if this was a story that was written down, we would be like, that's too dumb.
it's unrealistic. It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
Does it? You mean the guy that was the celebrity host of The Apprentice is now the president? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's
And
let's
telling you
calm down.
to inject bleach in you to save your life. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, no, that's too dumb to
Yeah.
write down in a script. You could write down verbatim what happened and it would be too unbelievable to
Well, and that's the thing, like, because I remember with Veep, like some of the ridiculous things that was happening on Veep, like they were just like, we thought of the dumbest, most ridiculous things we thought would ever happen, and this is worse. And I was like, yes, yes, it is. It really is. It's so confusing. It's
Mhm.
just yeah. I love the memes and the jokes about how in like 20 years and like kids will have a history lesson just on 2020, that kind of thing. They're like that's just 1 year compared to like revolutionary history that was like 100 years in
Well, I
what.
mean like there'll be a college class taught on like how to handle pandemics. Like
Yes.
and will be like 2020 will be a day in that class, right?
but the
It'll just like
funny
here's
but
what
the
they did wrong.
But the funny thing is that those classes exist. Like people that research how diseases spread, how pandemics happen, all that, those things exist. They supposedly had pandemic preparation things in place, but it all failed miserably. All those people should be fired. Get new ones in there. Go.
If only they had a president that knew how to fire people. Wait a minute, I know a guy.
Please don't encourage that to come back. I know you can fire people, but no, we don't need that in our life. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh,
Oh no,
yeah.
I thought it was great the whole time. Wasn't
Yeah.
isn't everything go perfectly until
Yeah,
years ago?
it's still going really well.
Everything was so good.
It's perfect. It's just it's happening in the best way possible.
Oh yeah, no, I have YouTube on in the background a lot, and
Yeah.
I have to reset my viewing thing because I keep going into these like alt-right algorithms.
Oh, yeah.
So I get all those like delusional people over and over again. It's
Yeah.
really awful.
I hate
I
when I
had to
hit.
do it today because I kept getting like cop body cam videos and like court videos because I like watched some news item.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, no. I hate when that happens and you just get all this like hateful, horrible stuff and you're just like, I don't need this in my life. Thank you.
Oh, I know. I could like I'm guilty of like hate watching like a little bit of them. I'll mouse over so it gives me like the preview, but I think that counts as a view.
Yeah.
Um and because I'm just like, what are they on about? And then like and sometimes I'm just like, oh, I gotta know what the stupid thing is. Like where the twist goes that I'm gonna be like, oh, he's a Nazi. Got
Yeah.
it. Gotcha.
Or I hate the clickbait titles you get, and you're just like, well, now I gotta find out what this is. God
Yep.
damn it, dude. Like you know it's done that way on purpose, but you still click it because you just gotta know. Ugh.
Yeah, I think I saw one that was like a guy that was like reading the newspaper. That was essentially what it was. He was like on a news site and like reacting to it. And it was the New York Post, which is bad. And the name of the video was something like woman gets stabbed in brain, comma, Democrat, and then it gets cut off. And I'm like, I gotta know what the end of that sentence is.
Yeah.
There's like, you got me. I need to know what the end of Democrat is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. Uh um what's also crazy is rats in a kitchen. I don't know. I couldn't segue very well. I'm sorry about that. It's
If only
fine.
there was like a movie that would cover what would happen if there was a lot of rats in a kitchen, possibly even controlling staff.
Yeah. Well, actually, my note about the rats in the kitchen was at least Ratatouille was sanitary.
Mhm.
And I was like thinking about it, I'm like, was it like, yeah, he was a rat who washed his hands. He didn't jump in it in like the food and stuff. Whereas this movie, they're like, oh, how's the coffee? And they took a swim in it. I was like, oh,
It's
that's
New York, baby. That's what we do here.
it's so wrong. At least none of them was dragging a pizza slice around. It's fine.
Oh yeah, no, that would have been great. That would have been a really fun touch for 1984,
Like,
where Ratso Rizzo is sorry, Rizzo the rat is eating pizza. We're like, it's the original pizza rat.
well, they're in Pete's. They weren't an original raise, so they're not gonna have pizza.
Yeah,
We can't do that.
no,
It's fine.
my girlfriend is Greek and quickly pointed out how Greek this place was.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I was just like, oh, it's a greasy spoon. That's all I kept thinking.
that's like a lot of those are Greek. Those are
Mm.
Greek diners. Greek diners are
Oh.
like a big thing in the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Her grandparents used to have a restaurant,
Oh.
like a similar kind of like family diner restaurant thing. Not like a
Yeah.
greasy. It wasn't. I don't think it was dirty or anything like that. I'm sure it was very nice, but
No, but
um,
to be honest, most greasy spoons aren't like dirty. They're just well used.
yeah. No, I wish I could have gone to it. I like I love me some eggs.
Really? No.
Light
When
eggs.
I
Eggs are my favorite food. I've come to that.
no. Like I don't mind eggs. Like if I had a choice between eggs and anything else, I'll pick anything else usually, unless it's broccoli, because broccoli can just die in hell. But I'm not like if I go somewhere, I'm like, you know what I want? I want eggs. That's
It's
not
so versatile, though.
yeah, it's like a potato, but potatoes are better.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Are you kidding me?
Potatoes are good,
Potatoes
but
are amazing.
I mean, you can make potato bread, I guess, but I think you still need eggs for that.
Oh, they've figured out a gluten-free way to do that. Come on. Come on. Or wait, no, eggs. No,
Yeah, those are
eggs
called
has
crackers. They make crackers.
I'm like, why did I say gluten-free? Eggs are not don't have gluten in
Yeah,
them. What's wrong with you? I don't know.
teen free.
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure there's egg-free bread, because vegans eat bread and people that
Yes.
have egg allergies eat bread.
Yes.
But the good bread's got eggs in it though.
It
They'll never
does.
know.
It does. I mean,
Brioche.
like, I think there's a difference between having eggs in something and just eating eggs,
Mm.
right?
Hmm.
Whereas I think potatoes, I can just eat potatoes and they're amazing.
Just eating it like an apple. Just walking down the street with your potato.
Well, I'm gonna
Just
cook it.
going.
It is called what pomme de terre. It's apple
It
of the
is.
earth for a
Mhm.
reason. We know this. It saves people on Mars. You can get drunk off of it. It's fine. It's good.
Yeah.
I
So this
think
this New York diner had had a trier Greek salad, and it had like the art of like the people with the jug, like that Greek thing that
did it?
the yeah, it had that on the wall too.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I just found the whole restaurant seemed really like claustrophobic almost. Like everything seemed squished together. And I think it had to do with like just the Muppets being in there and being smaller and stuff and being in like because if it was like a proper size, you just look so tiny in it. But at the same time, the whole time I was watching, I was like, that looks very like cozy. I want
It's like watching The Bear, where it's like it's really tense,
right?
tight. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a little much. But no, I would have eaten a place like that for sure. I'd be like, you know what? They'd have a really good burger.
Hmm. Hmm. I bet they
Mm-hmm.
would. And
Yeah.
they have a very friendly waitress who
Yes.
just befriends everybody that walks in, apparently.
Mm-hmm. And is gonna be a world famous fashion designer who I've never heard of, but whatever.
Mm. Yeah, no, I know, and I know all of the famous fashion designers. Trust me.
Um,
Fashion Week, this guy right here.
yeah, I bet you could name a few.
Yeah, sure. There's that St. Lawrence guy.
St.
There's
Lawrence guy.
the Polo Man.
Okay, they're not
Of
going to Fashion
course,
Week.
Polo Man doesn't go to Fashion Week anymore.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
Ralph Lauren, yeah, it's fine. Okay.
There's the Gooch, as I call him. Um,
Gucci?
yeah, no. I mean, and we're closer than that. I just call him the
You
Gooch.
call him the Gooch?
It's like an
Okay.
inside joke.
Yeah.
With us. You know, yeah,
No,
I know
no,
a few.
no Alexander Wang or Greta Constantine or
Nah,
Alexander
that New York
McQueen.
Karen lady. Nah,
No.
not so much. She calls cops too much.
Yeah, she's calling all the cops all the time. It's fine. I don't know. Please don't call us about it. I don't know. Thanks. Or email me about it. You can't call me about it. It's fine. Yes. What else? There was Attack of the Killer Fish 3D is a movie they went to, and I was like, ooh, it's an idea for a Piranha movie. And I was like, oh wait, they already made Piranha 3D, and it was fine.
So,
Those
but like boomerang fish is like a thing, though, right? That was mentioned in I think the Muppet 2011 movie.
boomerang fish? I know
Yeah,
there's
isn't that the
flying
boomerang
fish.
fish? Doesn't he? It says like, I throw them and they come back to me. Isn't that? Is it? It's Lou, right? The with the
Yeah.
ruffle.
I thought that was just like some weird joke.
Yeah, but it must have been a reference to the show because it comes back later, or in a movie from 30 years later.
Are you saying it comes back around?
It comes back around. It gets it because it done boomerang on you.
Oh, first of all, his name is Lou Zealand. Um, boomerang fish are his raison d'etre. And yeah, he's a vaudeville performer. I don't. That's all it's saying about it here.
Yeah, well, that's sort of what all like the Muppet are. They're doing a vaudeville show, right? Like
Yes.
that's their whole bit. And like Fozzie is a Borscht Belt comedian, and
Yeah.
like Gonzo is something.
Oh God, I love Fozzie.
Yeah, Fozzie's great.
He's so good. He's so great.
Um,
Uh,
so Miss Piggy sticks around, but she gets jealous of Kermit and this new waitress lady.
yep.
And
Hmm.
I'm kind of with Miss Piggy on this. They're getting real close.
Yeah, she gets very friendly very quickly.
Yeah.
But to be honest, if she knows Kermit, she'd know that she doesn't have an issue.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
was kind of like, is that lady getting it on with Kermit in this movie?
oh,
Because it kind of
imagine.
like that'd be real weird.
You saw them like walk into the room and close the door slowly. You're like, what is happening? What is going on? This is wrong. Yes, that would be weird.
And then just Miss Piggy making crashing noises and then across the street.
Which I thought was great. This, especially the second time, I'm like, that just keeps happening across the street. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So wait, that it also means it's not the first time you've hugged Kermit in front of that window so that she gets angry about it. That might be a little bit too much hugging happening.
That's right. She just met and he is a frog. And he says that when they meet, right? He goes, hi, I'm Kermit. And she goes, hi, Kermit, nice to meet you. And he just goes, I'm a frog.
I think that's all there is to know.
So she knew.
She knew. I have a question. How long do you think this movie takes place in?
Oh, that's a very good question. Okay. So college graduation is in the summer.
Mm-hmm. But it's clearly like summer throughout the movie.
Okay.
To me.
There are dates there's calendar things, right? What were the calendar dates?
Well, there was only like 2 calendar things, and within those 2 calendar things, only like a week had gone by. So when they get to New York, they get off the bus, then they take their apartments in the lockers, which by the way, which I thought was a pretty sad thing because I was like, well, that couldn't work now because most bus stations and like subways and like everywhere has gotten rid of all their lockers everywhere. So then they'd just be sleeping on the side. And then they go out that first day and they get rejected. So it's been 1 day. And then the thing flips and it's been like a week. And they're just like, oh, we're destitute and we're poor. And I was like, oh, okay.
Actually, those lockers now they lifted the rent control on them, $1,700 a month.
Especially in New York. Yeah.
Yeah. New York prices.
And people are fighting for it too.
Yeah. No, they're gentrifying Union Station or Penn Station.
Penn Station. One of the stations.
The one that's not here.
Yes.
No, I like that I was kind of like, yeah, that's funny because they're little. They could do that.
Exactly.
Because I live in a tiny apartment. So
in like East Asia, like far East Asia, like in like China and Japan and stuff, they have like capsule hotels, which is essentially a locker. So it's deep, but it's small. And you just lie down in there. That's all you do in there. So I
like that it comes back later and they formed like a little town. It looks like the back of the apartment building in Rear Window.
Yeah.
They're just all like doing little jobs and things in their little apartments.
They make it work. I love it. Oh. I love it. I did find it really funny that when Miss Piggy and Kermit bump into each other was right after he was like pretending to be that like Hollywood guy and he's wearing like the pink shirt and whatever. And Miss Piggy complains that his shirt's low cut. And I'm like, dude walks around naked most of the time. You should be happy he has on pants. Like I don't understand.
I like that I like when every time he's being an imposter. Like anytime Kermit has to dress up and pretend to be somebody else, that's always funny to me.
Yeah.
Like so he's doing he has like the gold chain, little afro, and he's like doing the like Hollywood producer, your people call my people, and just doing this really constant, maybe a little racially insensitive portrayal of a Hollywood producer, but it made me laugh. And then later he has to wear a mustache, and when he's like going to the restaurant pretending to be a Broadway producer guy, and that also made me laugh just because has a little mustache.
One thing I didn't understand about it though is that like nobody knows who you are. Why do you have to wear a mustache? Usually you put on a mustache to hide who you are. If nobody knows who you are, you don't have to wear a mustache.
Yep. I agree. That's really great.
I mean, I still thought it was funny because I thought the mustache was hilarious.
The idea that he needs a disguise, even though he's anonymous to everybody else.
Exactly. I'm like, you're doing this because nobody knows who you are. So just show up as you are. Like,
I also find it really funny in anything that like outside of Muppet World, anytime somebody wears a fake mustache over a real mustache, always makes me laugh. I always think that's a really funny bit. Yes. It is a 100% hit rate for me.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with you. Um, talking about like weird things Miss Piggy is thinking about. The part where she's like, I wish we met when we were younger. And then of course they have the sequence where they're like Muppet babies. Of course, that's where the cartoon comes from. But I was just like, you wish you met when you were babies and you were still singing creepy songs to him while you were babies? That's
I
uncomfortable.
like that little song, actually. I thought that number was adorable.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not adorable, but if you think about the context in which it's being sung, you're just like, no, no.
I mean, I don't actually remember the Kermit Piggy relationship on Muppet Babies. Were
Yes,
they like kissy kissy?
they weren't kissy kissy. She was obsessed with him.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fun.
But it's like it would they all had the pretty much the same personality, and like Kermit was still the leader and their scooter and all that kind of stuff. And but Miss Piggy was still like she always wore like frills and all that kind of stuff. Sort of like you think of oh
Cabbage
my
Patch
god.
doll kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Um I'm thinking about somebody very specific that I can't remember her name. Shirley Temple. And
Yeah.
I was like, why do I keep remember her name? Her last name is Black, but I can't remember the rest of her name. It's Shirley Temple I'm thinking of. But yeah, so she always had like that cutesy like ringlets and all that kind of stuff and the little dances. But of course, when she got angry, she like karate chop and beat people up and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Always
Mm.
also 100% hit rate. Anytime Miss Piggy like gets mad and hits somebody, or
Yeah.
like bends the beam over the trash can in front of
Oh, that was so good.
the construction workers.
As she's being heckled at by random dudes,
Hmm.
which I also thought was weird because, like, well, I don't know. She's a Muppet in a big hat, her hair's tucked in, and a trench coat. So they're not seeing her face. They're just
Hmm.
seeing a trench coat and a hat, and they're still heckling her, and only get scared when they realize that she could kill them.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, it's fine.
They have low standards.
They seem
The
to. Yes, the construction worker
Well,
heckler
the thing is,
dude.
people don't know about construction workers. They just never see women. They're just so anytime they see one, they're like, "What's that?"
I gotta know about it. I gotta
Yeah,
yell at it.
I gotta yell at it.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
It's just very confusing. What else? Okay, I talked about Brooke Shields and Ellie Gould. Oh, I was very shocked when Kermit got hit by a car. I did not remember that part at all.
Oh yeah, then he gets amnesia. I kind of forgot about
Yes.
it just
I
now,
forgot about that
ironically.
whole thing. And I was just like, that seems a little like extra, but all right. But also is kind of worried because in a like within the movie, he gets hit by a car, wakes up the next morning with amnesia, and then the doctor's like, you can go home now. It's like, really?
You mean after
That's
she did the reflex test to determine that he had amnesia?
yeah, which was also kind of like weird, especially when she did the whole like, can I put your feet over your head move?
Yep.
And I was like, is that necessary?
Yeah, there's some ladies that are flirting with Kermit a little too much in
Yeah.
these.
You're just like, what are you actually checking out with this move? Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
I wrote down a note about Gonzo's show that he's doing, his
Yeah.
stunt show,
Yeah.
which involved him being pulled on jet skis to fly through two hoops while his brigade of chickens sing Tony Bennett songs
Well, no, they did what is it? Ode to Joy in Tony Bennett, which it was like classical
in the
music, but
style of
in the
Tony
style of
Bennett.
Tony Bennett. And I love the guy in the
And
crowd was like, that doesn't sound like Tony
that's
Bennett.
exactly what I wrote down. I was just like, the bit goes horribly. He crashes and burns, and the guy goes, "They don't sound like Tony Bennett."
Yeah. Which I thought that was like a very that's like a high level thing
Yeah,
that was
it's a
happening in
great
that whole
joke.
scene. It's a good
It's
joke.
such a good joke.
Such a good
Um,
joke. Yeah.
but it also lends to that elasticity of the world. Like he's not shocked by any. Like we know later that is an alien he watched try to jump through a hoop and fail,
Mm-hmm.
and then criticize the singing of the chickens.
Not even that they were singing, just not
It
even that
didn't
they were
sound enough like Tony Bennett.
Minute, yeah. which I was just like, wait, what is happening? All right,
Probably
sure,
my biggest laugh of the movie.
yeah. Oh, I have a question.
Mhm.
So there's a part. When does he say it? Um. Oh, so they're at the restaurant. The producer guy's in there, and they're like, "We got a week to do this. We can't find Kermit." Blah blah blah. And I swear to God, one of them says, "No shit."
Oh, really? I did not pick up on that.
Okay, because like I mean, I could have just put on the subtitles. You know what that requires: stopping the movie, going to subtitle, blah blah blah. And I didn't. And I was like, they just said no shit in the back. Okay, is this fine? Okay.
It's New York, baby. I'm walking here.
They're getting with the lingo. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's
They've been
fine.
spending too much time at Penn Station, picking up on some bad habits.
I
Now, was there
know.
like a montage of them getting everybody too, right? Or was it just like little bits? Like it was like little sketches, right?
Yeah, a couple of little sketches of like
I
where they
like the
were and all
Rolf
that.
one.
Yeah.
I
Which
like
one's the
Rolf a
Wolf one?
lot. That
Which
was the
one?
one where he was working at the kennel, and
Oh
the guy
yes.
comes in with Schnookums,
Yeah. Oh, poor Schnuckles.
and there's a joke in it where the guy's like he prefers to chew to the rubber Wall Street Journal to the rubber Washington Post, and Rolf doesn't like bat nine just goes as we all do. Like it was
Yeah.
oh, there's some deadpan jokes in this movie, and in the new Muppets as well. That are just chef kiss, just
Exactly.
mwah.
There's so many of them that I was just like, I'm not taking notes anymore. It's fine.
Oh
It
yeah, no,
just
my notes are not the best because
no.
they're just like wrote down punchlines, hoping that I'll remember to talk about them.
I, well, even for the no shit thing, I'm like, did they just say no shit? And I was like, what was that about? Oh my god, I don't know. But yes, I figured it out. It's okay. I mean,
But the doctor knows who Kermit is, though. He is Enrico Tortellini of Passaic, New Jersey.
which I don't know how she randomly pulled that out of thin air, but sure.
It must have been a lookalike. I'm assuming it's just somebody that looks like
Exactly the same.
a
Exactly the
4 foot
same.
tall frog
Yeah.
or a 3 foot tall frog.
Um. So my last notes for this movie are actually like all the way at the end of the movie. So when they're actually like on Broadway, and he gets his memory back, and he's about to go on, and he starts singing this song. Look at me, here I am, right where I belong. Like that song comes on, and oh my god, I am so. There is a. This is not an advertisement for it in any way, shape, or form, but there is a Verbo commercial on
Yep.
TV that has this song in it. And for the longest time, I'm like, why does that sound like Kermit? That sounds a lot like Kermit. And then I just ignored it. And every time the ad comes on, I'm like, ooh, I like this song, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts singing it, and I was just like, it is Kermit, and it is from a Muppets movie. I was right.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I think I knew it was Kermit. I don't think I had seen it in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, I guess they couldn't license Rainbow Connection.
Probably
Like
not.
that was my reaction to the Verbo commercial. Was like, I guess Rainbow Connection was too expensive.
Yeah, but I think the song better fits the like what there's it's about, family getting
Yeah.
together. And I guess
Hmm.
Rainbow Connection is kind of the same thing, but this is specifically like, here I am, right where I belong, like this is what I was looking for. So I think it works a little bit better than having to go far into Rainbow Connection to figure out like,
Yeah.
does this go
Rainbow
together?
Connection is so good though.
It
It's
is
such a
really
good
good.
song.
It's really good. Yes. Every time I hear it too, I'm just like, this is a great song. I love
Mm.
it. Mm. Um, Also the fake wedding in the play that turns into a real wedding because Miss Piggy is,
Mm.
shifty about it. I was like, oh, this is scary. But at the back, they had all of the Sesame Street people, but there was no Elmo.
Mm-hmm.
Very disappointing.
Yep.
Very
No, there's a
disappointing.
couple Big Birds in this, right? Like there was somebody was playing with a Big Bird toy, I think, as well.
Really? No, I only
Yeah.
remember seeing Big Bird in that scene.
I think there was a Big Bird earlier on.
Oh,
Think.
okay.
Eagle-eyed viewers, please write in.
Yes, let me know if
P.O.
it was
Box
there.
10528, Hollywood, California.
Yes. That is the correct post. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Did I dox you?
Yeah. How could you? Oh no. Darn it all to heck. Done it. Shucks.
I think my last note is near the end of the movie. And it's a quote from my girlfriend who was sitting next to me. Because they have those like babies, like the human baby Muppets.
Yeah.
She just wrote, "No, I don't like those ones."
That is completely understandable. Yes. They are kind of weirdly creepy looking. Yeah,
They look like they have something wrong with them. Like, yes. That's what it is.
Because I think it's in the uncanny valley, because like it's trying to be somewhat realistic, but it's just not making it there. Yeah, it's like, this is uncomfortable with this.
It's like, what if I cut open a Cabbage Patch Kid and then puppeted it? Oh.
I don't understand why Cabbage Patch Kids were so popular when they were popular.
I don't know.
They don't look that great. They don't really, I mean, I guess they're kind of like Beanie Babies that way, but you can actually get real money for a Cabbage Patch Kid. But like each one had like adoption papers, and they had a name and birthday and like a background and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I think people were just like, oh no, this one is special because her name is this and she was born on this day and blah blah blah. Like, it's a whole.
I guess we don't have those kind of crazes anymore. Like, remember, like there was a Tickle Me Elmo year, there was a Furbies year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like, I guess those like American Girl dolls, they have all those biographies and stuff. I guess they continued that.
Yeah, but American Girl, those dolls have been around for like 30 years, 40 years. Right. It's been a while. But yeah, like they also come with like critiques and stuff. They're like, this one's a ballerina. She's been doing ballet forever and she's won 3 medals and her birthday is this day and her name is this and blah 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 blah. And like, can you get them outfits? Like, oh, okay.
Well, every once in a while you come on one, you're kind of like, wait a minute, what's going? Like, grew up in the South in the 1850s. Oh. Wait a minute, what's going on with this doll? Who's her dad?
It's not a black doll, I'll tell you that. Yes. And I love those 18-something ones, and they're like, oh, I was on a plantation and blah blah blah. And I'm like, were you really? Okay.
What were you doing there?
just hanging out with your friends,
chilling out, drinking sweet tea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, yes, the sweet tea. Okay.
No, I don't like those ones.
That got dark real quick. My last note for this movie was a very abrupt ending, because literally they're in the middle of the play and it shuts down. I was like, oh, okay, that's it. All right.
Yeah, I went to a surprise wedding last week, so. Mm-hmm. I mean, the people that got married both of them knew about it, but
it was the guests that were surprised.
Yes.
Okay. So you were surprised when you got there, and you're like, "This is a wedding."
We had a suspicion. There was a suspicion that I was invited to a Halloween party, and somebody who is more read up on the situation went, "I think it's a wedding," and I'm like, "Well, how am I supposed to dress for that?" Oh, it's a Halloween party, but maybe it's a wedding. Dress appropriately.
So you dress as James Bond.
Oh my god, that's exactly what I did.
Nice.
I dressed as James Bond from the opening scene of Spectre.
I love the fact that like you think there's a difference. They all wear the same suit. It's fine.
He has a skeleton suit on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because Spectre is the one that takes place on
it has a Day of the Dead sequence.
There you go. I should have just said it in English. It's fine. It's coming up in 2 days.
Yeah, no, I think it's now. I think it was yesterday.
Oh, why did I think it was the 5th of
I could be wrong. I think the Google Doodle yesterday was the Sugar Skulls. So.
Oh, okay. That's fine. It's not my holiday. I don't keep track of it. I'm sorry.
It's such a cool one, though. I really like that one.
It is.
It's like cool. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, that is true. I always thought it was very strange, but also like I get it. Yeah.
No. I mean, just in terms of like art and kind of like the festival look of it, it's awesome. I know it's not as like they actually created that parade because of James Bond. Like they have that parade now because of James Bond. Like it's not such a huge thing there, from what I understand. But like I think that the aesthetics of the holiday are great.
Great, exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
So do you want to go on to Muppets from Space?
That's right. We'll jump 15 years.
Yeah, to 1999, the turn of the century.
Everyone was worried about Y2K and where Gonzo came from.
I mean, especially him, right? He was just like, what the hell? My first note, I was like, was Noah told to pick and choose what animals were allowed on the boat?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it's a dream. Okay, never mind.
It's not mentioned in the Bible, but there was a lot of other way cooler animals that Noah was just like, you know what? I don't think so.
Well, you know what's really funny? So this kept making me think of Robot Chicken. It's fine. Because there's a whole Noah's Ark skit about who was it? It was fairies and centaurs and like dragons or something. They woke up late and they were running for the boat and they missed it. But the pixies got on there. Noah was like, not on my boat, and like shot one. So he died. And I was like, yeah, that's really funny. I get it. Yeah.
Do we think that's why fish are so cocky? Because there's like, you tried to kill everybody, couldn't kill us, huh?
Right? We're like, we're already in the water.
We're already in the water. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. That's true. Well, because that's the thing. Like, I was like, why? Like, I mean, I was thinking about like the dragons, but I don't know. That makes me think of Loch Ness. So maybe Loch Ness is like a water dragon, and that's why it's alive still.
That's right.
Who knows?
I'm guessing that's what it is. Slept in too late. That's why we can only get blurry pictures of it. It never shows up on time for
It's
for
just
any of its
for
appointments. Yeah. It's like, oh man, it's drinking all that scotch.
Yeah.
It's just hung over and sleeps through his alarm.
Or maybe he has that thing that what's that Woody Allen movie where he's an actor but he's going out of focus? Like that's what.
Sorry, there's a Woody Allen movie where he plays an actor.
Not Woody Allen. Sorry, why did I say Woody Allen? No, Robin Williams movie.
A very different person.
It's a very different person. I'm so sorry. No, but it's also like it's kind of like this weird neurotic movie, and but Robin Williams plays an actor in the movie who's making a movie, and in the movie, he's going out of focus.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't remember that movie. That sounds wild, though. Actually, that sounds cool.
Let's see. Oh, it's Deconstructing Harry. Oh, it's a Woody Allen movie.
Oh, okay. It is. There you go.
Yes, if I am correct.
That was like mid-90s, right? I remember that being around.
1997. And co-starring Woody Allen. The film tells the story of a successful writer named Harry Block, played by Allen, who draws inspiration from people he knows. I don't know that. What does that? Oh, so it's just one of the stories within it?
Oh, I see. It's like an anthology kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, so they're filming a movie, and Harry's fictional alter ego, Mel, literally slides out of focus and becomes blurred.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I think it actually is a 30 Rock joke, right?
Is
it? An episode where I think it's one of the Tracy Jordan reality episodes, maybe.
Okay.
Because it's like we're watching it on TV, and they're like doing something in like a kitchen, and there's like a guy with his face blurred out, and he goes, "What are you doing back here? Get out of here! And I will sign a waiver. Everyone needs to know about blurry face syndrome."
That sounds about right. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Elastic reality.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it is. It'll bend but not break. Or it'll stretch.
You're like, I get this. This is working for me. It's fine.
There's a really weird joke at the beginning of Muppets in Space, and I'm going to run it by you because I want you to tell me what you think it means.
I think I have the same joke written down here, to be honest.
Yes. The one with the goat and the dwarf and the jar of peanut butter?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so weird.
Yeah.
That's such a weird joke.
Because Gonzo wakes up and what's the rat? It's Rizzo, right? Who's his roommate? Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, did you have that dream again? The one with the goat and the dwarf and the jar of peanut butter?" I'm like, that is. I literally have what kind of dream is that written down? Yeah, like I think that's more for the adult viewers because I honestly think a little kid would be like, "Hey, a dwarf is feeding a goat peanut butter," and everybody else is just like, "That is not what's
Yeah.
happening."
Well, I think as a kid, I was like, that's 3 random things in a row. That's funny.
Right.
That's the rule of threes. You just say 3 random things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's odd.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I know. I sat with that for a while. Sitting there for
There's a
bit,
lot of
like,
waking up
what?
from dreams in these movies now that
It's true.
Yeah.
You think about it.
Yep. I wrote down what I'm guessing is a punchline, but I don't know what the joke was.
Okay.
And usually I'm pretty good, but I can't remember. But I wrote down this one says RV3. Do you have any idea what that one was?
No.
Nope. I'm guessing it was good though, so kudos Muppet movie.
You did it.
You did it. And then I wrote down was 70s funk free.
Oh, that's okay. I loved the soundtrack to this movie because also this is the one movie that had the least amount of original songs in it. There's only one original song in this, right? Or was there none?
I don't think there was any.
I don't think there was any. Yeah, because all of the music was 70s funk, and that was making me happy as well.
Yeah. It was odd though, right? Like it was sort of just like, why are we doing like I don't mind this. I like Kool and the Gang just fine. But like I was kind of like, was this a thing in 1999? Like I feel like there was like a movement of like 70s nostalgia in the late 90s.
Yeah, but I think they were also trying to make this weird connection to like what's his face? George Clinton and stuff, like because their whole thing was, you know, like we're aliens, we're from outer space, and we bring you the funk and blah blah blah.
Okay.
And that's so by the end of the movie, I was like, oh, I think that's what they're getting at because even like the whole stage production at the end was very much like that. They're doing kind
Parliament
of,
Funkadelic.
Yeah, like I think that's what they were doing with it.
Okay.
Or they just didn't want to hire a songwriter. I don't know.
Now
writing songs is hard. So
who's the purple Muppet with the sunglasses and like dreadlocks?
That is a very good question because
he was very prominent in this movie, but did not do very much at all.
Yeah, he just kept being in scenes and just saying, just like, "Did you want this?" And I was like, "I don't. What? Why are you here? What is happening?"
I was like, and am I the only one that thought he looked like Nile Rodgers?
I don't know who that is.
He's I think you'd know him if you see him. He's on like stuff. Hold on.
His name is Clifford.
I
put purple Dread Muppet. He popped up. His name is Clifford.
He's like a record producer and stuff. I think he's probably on The Voice every once in a while. He's like around. Yeah. Anyway, I'm diverting into something that's a flight of fancy of my own.
He's a latecomer to the Muppets. He first appeared in 1989 on the Jim Henson Hour, and then before being selected to host Muppets Tonight in 1996. So I guess he was a face at the time.
Yeah, so that would have been the Muppets Tonight would have been the one I remember from TGIF in the 90s.
That makes sense.
It was sort of a it was I think it was it was pretty much like we're going to put on a show every week and there's going to be Melissa Joan Hart is on it or whatever.
So apparently he joined Electric Mayhem as an auxiliary percussionist.
Oh, I guess when Animal is having an off night.
I guess so. It's like, okay.
Sorry, the Muppet is too tired. We have to put in his backup drummer.
Away. Yeah. I was like,
let's bring in the session guy.
Yeah, so okay. But yeah, he's cool dread drummer dude.
Very R&B 90s guy.
Yes, very much so. Even like his color palette, like with the purple and the red and the pink. Yes. The whole thing. But yeah, he was just like out of nowhere. I'm like, I know I recognize you, but I have no idea who you are. And why weren't you in the other movie? And then this explains why, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he sort of had a time. And I'm guessing since he was a late person, he probably wouldn't have been in the 2011 one because that was just Jason Segel going like, these are my favorite Muppets. We'll put all the original.
Like essentially, yes. Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is. Even though he did at the end, you realize how many of the Muppets they got in there, but I also think a bunch of them were probably just like, just put a nose on felt. It's going out. It's going out. Done. Yes.
Yeah, they had those weird babies at the end again.
They did.
I don't like them.
I love that the most of my notes for this movie is just like random people's names, like Jeffrey Tambor, Andy McDowell, Rob Schneider. I was very confused. They kept calling him Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Hollywood for short. I don't remember there being a Hollywood in front of there.
Okay, so let's go into the Monday Night Wars of WCW versus WW. Yeah, no, so he went to WCW and he formed the NWO, the New World Order, and he was a heel. And he was Hollywood Hulk Hogan because he's gone Hollywood.
Oh, so is this why he was the bad guy in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Which I think he said, like, I'm a bad guy now.
Yeah, he did. He did say that. And I was like, okay.
That's pretty good. I mean, as horrible as he is, he's a bad dude.
Yeah.
But it was a moment of self-realization. I'm a bad guy now.
I just spent most of them going like, Hollywood? Why do they keep calling him Hollywood? Hollywood? That was what I was doing the whole time.
Oh, it was so funny because it was so current at the time. Like it was like promoting the WCW Nitro on Monday nights.
Yeah, that's something that like 100 people would get for a week, and like now it's in movie history. Like,
well, it was like, no, this is my new thing. It's like he wears a bandana that says Hollywood on it now.
Yeah.
His arms look like they're just sausages.
Yeah, I was very confused by the whole thing, and I was like, okay. And then I kept thinking, like, what did happen to Hulk Hogan?
Stuff. Did you look up what happened to Hulk Hogan?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, he got some stuff.
I'm assuming it's bad stuff, not great stuff.
There's a few things. So there was they leaked, like Gawker put up a tape of him where he says the N-word a couple times, I think. And also lets his friend have sex with his wife.
No, I'm making a face. It's not.
So then he sued Gawker for $1 billion and won.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no, he sued them for like everything they had. That's why Gawker doesn't exist anymore. It's because Hulk sued them for everything they had.
Okay.
And won for, I mean, they leaked a stolen video of his or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, he made a lot of money off that. No one really likes him because he's a racist, but he's super rich. So those two things go together.
Yeah, that seems about right. That's just how things go now. I love the fact that Elon Musk told people they can do whatever they want on Twitter now, and the use of the N-word has gone up 500% in like a day or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I was like, oh, okay, so this is really what you guys want to do. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Well, that's what. I deleted my Twitter account 2 years ago, so just get rid of that.
Yeah. I really do. I do doom scroll that thing on a pretty regular basis, but I must admit, most of the things I follow on there are just like comic book and movie related, so most of it's okay, except for the amount of deaths that've been happening lately. Because every time somebody's like names pop up, I'm like, please don't be dead, please don't be dead, please don't be dead. You're alive, yay!
Oh, thank God, they're just complaining about She-Hulk.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, that was close.
And there's too many people on there that are just like, the Snyderverse is the greatest movie franchise ever. I'm like, are you blind? Yeah,
no, I get into that on Instagram a lot. I don't like get into it because I don't participate, but I get that I'm in that algorithm because I like to post about Spider-Man one time, and so now I just get all these Snyder bros who are just one's dumber than the next. Let me tell you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
also She-Hulk was really fun. Everyone should shut up.
She-Hulk was a lot of fun. I don't really have any complaints about it. I was fine with it. It knew what it was right from the first episode. It's like, this is what this is. Mm-hmm. And then it continued with what it was. I don't know what you expected.
Wait, they made a comedy show that doesn't have high stakes and doesn't pull forward a plot from 12 other movies? They can go straight to hell with their woke garbage.
Yes, a woman makes a comment about society in like a passing way, not even like a speech, not even like, oh my God, these horrible things are happening to me. She doesn't play the victim, but yeah, she makes a passive comment about society. I'm like, this woke garbage. I'm like, if you pay attention to any comic book, it's all been woke for a long time. Okay, get your
Yeah, what do you
shit
think the
together.
X-Men are?
Right? It's not even just X-Men. It's Hulk. It's He-Man. It's Batman. It's whatever. No, He-Man's really just based on toys. But still,
He-Man is Manifest Destiny, and we all know it.
We know it. This is what's gonna happen. But yes. But I can complain about that all day, and I'm not gonna, because we're talking about fun things like the Muppets.
I wrote down that Rob Schneider should have kept the mustache.
Really?
First of all, I find him to be a very unattractive human being to begin with, and
Yes.
I feel like the mustache helped him a little tiny bit, or at least like kept like pulled the rest of his face together in a way.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm gonna tell you, you're not wrong. I also think, I know people hate Rob Schneider and stuff, and they think his early comedy is nonsense, but I'm sorry, I thought he was funny in things. I'm just saying.
I saw a post the other day that was like, do you guys remember the time in the 1990s where Rob Schneider said you can do it, and we all thought it was the funniest thing that's ever happened?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I was there. I was part of this. I laughed and I laughed.
Oh, I was there.
I mean, you can't watch The Waterboy anymore, but You Can Do It still lives on. But he also said in other movies. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's good.
No, it was a cross movie bit.
Yes. Yeah.
It's an odd thing that happened.
I mean, you love it. And you love it. Okay. Every once in a while, you gotta just let that out. You can do it. It's fine. It's fine. It still makes me smile, obviously. But yeah, I think one of his best roles was as the lackey in Judge Dredd. And it was good.
Oh yeah.
I know people hate that movie, but I'm like, that movie is pure delicious cheese. You gotta you just run with it. Okay. I'm not saying Dredd wasn't. I fucking love Dredd. Don't get
Dredd's
me
good.
wrong. Okay. It is closer to the source material and everything. It's well acted, it's well done, the story's there, whatever. Love it. But god damn it, that Judge Dredd movie, that is, I'm gonna eat that gooey shit up like nothing. Oh, so good.
I don't think I've seen the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd, but I have seen Demolition Man about 10 times.
Love Demolition Man. Oh, so
but it's like, it's weirdly like close in like in its like aesthetic too, right? Like they're very kind of.
Well, it's all about this like weird dystopian future that was supposed to be utopia and make things better. Judge Dredd is definitely more dystopia than like Demolition Man. But yeah, no, it's got the same like color palette, it's got the same like feel to it. I think both of them have Taco Bell. Like, it's fun.
They both have Taco Bell in them?
I think so, because
that's so funny.
So there's like a food thing that Rob Schneider gets into in Judge Dredd in the beginning. That's what gets him arrested. And I think it's
is it the spaghetti robot, as it's called on
Is it
How
spaghetti?
Did This Get Made?
Okay, then never mind. I have no idea.
No, I don't know, but that's what they called it on How Did This Get Made. Although I am remembering now that Rob Schneider was also in Demolition Man. He was one of the cops in my head.
Yeah. I fucking love that movie. And
I'm thinking they're both the same movie now. I think we might be just talking about the same movie, and it's just he wore a mask in one of them.
He barely wore the mask in Judge Dredd.
Yeah, that's true.
The first scene he comes in, he walks in and he's like, he's got all his face on and he takes it off and he's not there for the rest of the movie.
Right.
Like, whatever. But his clone twin or whatever is evil and is trying to take over stuff. It's fine.
I mean, it sounds great.
Yes. It's so good. Like, don't know. It's so bad. It's good. Just be prepared. Like, don't like look for like quality acting or like the most amazing graphics or anything. But there is a killer giant robot. There's cannibals in the desert. There's like a fight sequence between clones. Like, there's a whole thing. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
What do you mean I have to wear the helmet? I'm not wearing a helmet.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things he's like, no, you have to see my face. I'm like, do we really?
You know who didn't need that? Carl Urban, the real Dread.
Yeah, and you knew it was him, and he fucking his just weird ass mouth movements fucking killed it.
I saw him introduce that at TIFF.
What?
It was rad.
Very jealous of that. I am very legitimately jealous of that.
He started the screening with "Buckle up, motherfuckers."
And everybody was like, "Yeah."
Yep. And I was like, I am on board.
Down with it. Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
that dude rules. I love that dude.
He does. People forget that he's been around for a very long time. And like, I'm not talking Lord of the Rings long time. I'm talking about Xena long time. Okay.
Like, I forgot he was on Xena.
Yeah. He played 2 characters on Xena.
Although I think everyone who's Australian has to be on Xena at some point, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Just how every British actor has to be in Harry Potter
or Doctor Who. Those are the 2 things. That's what you get. Mm-hmm.
Well, there's only about 12 of them, so only about 12 actors. They just move around. They ran out of Doctor Who's. They got the same one back. There's like, we got to reuse them. We ran out of actors.
Aren't they doing this like thing soon where like 4 of the Doctors are going to be in like a weird time thing?
I don't know. I know that Tenet's coming back for a little while. I don't know how long that goes. I'm actually like a couple episodes behind, so I haven't watched the last couple specials.
Well, because they've got the black guy from Sex Education is going to be Doctor Who now. Yes. And the lady's leaving, and then Tennant's coming back, but they're all supposed to appear in like an episode. And even,
they're going to do a crossover thing.
Yeah, and isn't Capaldi or something supposed to be in it?
Maybe. I like Capaldi. He's fun.
Yeah. As a person
who angry Scottish doctor.
The funny thing is, as a person who doesn't even really watch Doctor Who, I know a surprising amount.
It's fun. I like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's got almost the same amount of puppets as all the movie we're talking about today.
Everything's a puppet.
Everything's a puppet.
We didn't mention Ray Liotta yet either.
I wrote down Ray Liotta.
He was great. I loved his character. As soon as she hit the spray, he was like, "Hey guys, come on in. You make a beautiful family." I'm like, okay, love it.
That would have been like only like a few years after Goodfellas too, right? Like he was like he was still like badass dude mode. Ray Liotta at that point, right?
Yes, he was. Yeah. Well, and I think that's why they had to be like so angry at the beginning, and they're like, "No, we're gonna switch this up."
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid cameo Muppets. You turned him on his head.
I loved it. So I am gonna make my. Well, I know I've already talked about this, but I'm gonna make my second Star Trek reference, but first one in this movie. So there's the scene where so Jeffrey Tambor and like that guy who's like the general is somebody too, isn't he? Because he looked really familiar. I should have looked him up. But anyways, and he takes him to the room, and Gonzo's like on the table, and he's about to get his brain sucked out, and like the rats are saving him. But Jeffrey Tambor's just making like a speech, and he like opens the curtains, and it's all like the room is filled with like smoke and stuff. And then the like doctor is like slammed against the thing, and he's got like shit wrapped around him, and he's like, "Release me."
Right.
Do you get that reference?
Was that an independent? I thought it was an Independence Day reference.
It is Independence Day.
Yeah.
It's exactly a scene from Independence Day
with Brent Spiner.
Exactly, who is from Star Trek. So he plays that doctor in Independence Day.
Yep.
Direct reference to.
Oh, that's fun.
There you go.
There you go.
Yes. And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was very excited. I thought that was going to be the only one too. I was like, "Woo!" I was very excited. And then
yeah, this movie had like I think it had a lot of Men in Black stuff in it too, right?
It did.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we didn't talk about the fight sequence between Miss Piggy and that dude.
Yes, the dude from Dead Poet Society.
Oh my god, he was in Dead Poet Society.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept looking at him like, I know you. I just don't want to look it up. It's
I
fine.
looked him up. I'll be like, how do I know this dude? And why I did not like him. I was like, this guy is not. This dude's a wet blanket on this.
Yeah, but that guy plays he plays an asshole most of the time and stuff.
Yeah,
And that was Josh Charles.
that's right.
Oh, we didn't say F. Murray Abraham played
Noah.
Noah. Yes.
Yep. Does that count as a cameo? I don't think it does. I think he's just he's still a that guy.
You think so?
I think so. I think he's a jobber in this.
That's he's like, I got hired to do this role. Okay, I'd go with it. It's fine. Because also the amount of makeup they had on him, with the beard and everything, because I was like, he looks familiar. It took a minute. It did take a minute.
No, yes. I think I think he's still I don't know if he would count as a cameo now. I guess maybe.
I mean, he's done big roles and everything. Because
been in Coen Brothers movies,
he's not Wes Anderson.
Yeah. It's yeah. I mean, maybe he would have been the cameo in the Jason Segel one. You're right. He might have been because as we said, Mickey Rooney and Leslie Feist are making cameos in a Muppets movie, so it's got some extra credit in it.
Oh yeah. Oh, and David Arquette. I forgot about David Arquette. And,
he was in it.
Kathy Griffin. Yeah.
He was taking a break from his WCW wrestling career as well.
Wait, what? He had a
David Arquette was like a wrestling thing. Yeah.
God, I just know him from Scream. Most of it. What? No.
What was the movie Ready to Rumble? Come on.
What? Okay, now I gotta look this up because I'm like, what is happening? What is happening?
Right? That's the right movie.
All right, let's see. He's in Scream, Never Been Kissed. Oh, Eight-Legged Freaks, of course.
No, Marriage to Rumble's a video game. Let's see. What's the David Arquette wrestling movie?
Is there a David Arquette wrestling movie? Oh, that's producer. I was just like, why is this list so short? He's been
Ready to Rumble. Yeah, no, it is. I was right. It's Ready to Rumble from the year 2000.
What?
Starring David Arquette, Oliver Platt, and Scott Kahn.
Okay, now that is a cast. What are you talking? That is a cast, okay? Oh my god, yeah. WCW Thunder. And what is his wrestling name just David Arquette?
Yeah, he's he was it was a celebrity cameo kind of thing, but he was into it. Dennis Rodman also wrestled at WCW a couple times, right?
Dennis Rodman is the bad version of Snoop Dogg. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a rich black guy who does whatever he wants, but he does it wrong, where Snoop Dogg does it right. And we just don't talk about Dennis Rodman anymore.
Oh yeah, no. He's he's just hanging out in North Korea, right? That's where
I mean, he's got good friends over there.
I think that Dennis Rodman was doing the wrestling thing while the Bulls were in the playoffs. I think that he disappeared or maybe it was just part of the season. It was during the Last Dance. You could it's in the Last Dance documentary. They talk about him disappearing for a while and doing the wrestling thing and stuff.
That's all kinds of horrible.
It's so weird. Also, the 90s were wild, man.
They were wild. You forgot to say that Martin Landau was in that movie, and Rose McGowan and Joe Pantoliano, Cypher. I love the fact that I just know him as Cypher, and every time I try to say his name, I'm like, I give up on this.
I just go Joey Pants.
Joey Pants. I feel like I don't know why I feel like I want to hurt myself by watching this movie.
It can't be good.
No.
I mean, I don't think I thought it was good when I was 12.
But I don't know. There's just something about why is Oliver Platt in this movie? I know Oliver Platt is not he's a good actor and he's been in lots of good things, but he's also the guy who just shows up randomly and stuff.
100%.
But also, I just want to see what he does in this movie.
Yeah.
Also, Martin Landau. What?
Yeah, no, Martin Landau showing up and stuff is odd.
Yeah.
But it was like a real movie. It was like that one. Wasn't there also like a boxing movie with like Wesley Snipes, maybe? Oh no, I don't remember. Oh, and Antonio Banderas, maybe. There's some weird movies from like
Well,
99 to 2002 that like
yeah,
no one remembers.
yeah, that were just like they have huge actors in them, especially for that time period, and everybody's just like, and we're gonna pretend that doesn't exist. There's a reason
Mhm.
for it. There's a real reason for it. Like, just don't. No, no, I don't want any part of that.
Play It to the Bone, starring Antonio Banderas and Woody Harrelson.
It's a
That was the one I was
boxing
thinking.
movie.
It's a boxing movie
What the fuck?
with it also has Tom Sizemore and Lucy Liu with Robert Wagner. Yeah, that's a thing that happened.
That
That
there is something very painful about everything that you're saying. Like, it
it's the
just
year that
seems
everyone considers to be the best year of filmmaking ever.
1999.
1999, Fight Club, The Matrix, Play It to the Bone.
What, it's like 99, 94, and like 87 or something.
Oh, I
They
don't know what
say,
the 87 one is. What is 87 like Ghostbusters or something?
yeah, it's like
And like Indiana Jones
it's like
2, maybe?
87, 88, or 89. It's one of those. It's
Yeah,
like the late 80s. There's a year in there where there's just like in a month, like 30% of the biggest franchise or something came out and made the
right.
most money ever, even with inflation and blah blah blah. It was like, what? That's nuts.
99's a weird one because it's not like franchises. Those were just like movies
They're
that came out.
single one-off movies that
Yeah.
are just amazing, except for The Matrix, which turned into a
Yeah,
franchise.
which turned into something. But at the time, it was just its own thing.
Yes, yeah.
And 2009 is another one. I really like 2009 as a movie year. That's the No Country for Old Men and There Will Be Blood year.
I'm doing a thumbs down.
Not a fan of either one of those.
No, I
Ooh.
like. Okay, No Country for Old Men. I managed to get through. The acting is really good. I just think the movie's pointless. So it annoys me that it's pointless. There Will Be Blood. I could
Like
not.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk was not pointless. It had a point. Okay. Whereas There Will Be Blood, I have tried to watch a movie like 3 times. I cannot get through that movie. I just hate every minute of it.
You don't even know whose milkshake he drinks.
It's one of the boys in the yards. It doesn't matter. I just can't get through that movie in any way.
It's not an easy movie. It is, and it is a movie that it's not the easiest to kind of get your head around.
I've stopped trying to watch it because I also just, when you watch a movie or TV show where like the main characters are supposed to be bad guys, like they're supposed to be bad, you're not really supposed to like them, but in some shows it's like it works in a way where you're like, I just want to see what happens to them. Like, I want to see them die, or I want to see like if they get better, like something. You want to see what happens. Whereas in There Will Be Blood, you meet a bunch of people. They're obviously not good people, especially Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, he's a vile human being and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, all of these people are horrible. And I'm like, I just don't care. I just want you off of my screen.
Yeah, no, I totally understand.
All I feel about it.
I have that with several things.
Yeah. So
just like, I just don't want to be around these people.
Okay, well, you can't be so provocative when you say that. You have to explain.
Oh no, I just mean like there's like several shows where I'm just like, yeah, I understand that it's good, but like I just don't enjoy being around these people for half an hour a week or 1 hour a week or whatever it is.
I get it, but when I say you have to explain, you have to tell me what shows these are. I'm very curious.
I think Goelz had that kind of thing with me where I'm like, I get that this is like a realistic thing. I just can't watch somebody make bad decisions.
Realistic is a very strong word, but yeah.
Or I mean, like, I know that it's like it's supposed to portray a specific mental state or phase of life, I'll say. And people really identify it with it. But I just can't. It was just watching somebody make bad decisions over and over again.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do it.
I have to admit, when I started watching, I really liked the first season and I came back to it. But because I had done that, I was invested in the characters and the quality of the show didn't go down enough for me to be like, I have to stop watching it. I kept watching it, especially the last season. Like I hate watched the fuck out of that show. And I'm so mad that Lena Dunham's character, whatever, I forget what her name is. I don't care. It's probably Lena in the show now that I think about it. Like her ending, they keep saying it's not happy. I'm like, no, she deserves worse. She had a perfectly fine ending. She was a 20-something girl with a house. She had a kid, and her mother was there to help her take care of this kid. And she had a good job at a university. And she's like, oh, my life sucks. I'm like, you know where you deserve to be? Not there. Thank you. Yeah. But yes, I understand that one. Any more? Any other ones?
Oh, I can't. My mind went completely blank as soon as I said it out loud.
Yes. I hate when that happens.
I can't think of it at all. It might have been the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie, Licorice Pizza.
Oh, did you see that one? I didn't watch that one. No.
I saw it and I did not like it. It kind of didn't really go anywhere for me, and I didn't like any of the people in it. And I think it just kind of boiled down to like I just didn't enjoy being with them. Right. Like I just don't like these people very much. Other people love that movie. It was very divisive, apparently. But yeah, no, a lot of people I really liked it. But not so much for me.
Oh, all right. I get it. Okay. We can stop at 2. It's fine. I was just very I was just curious.
I'm here to talk about the Muppets.
Yes. So let's talk about Dawson's Creek characters. It's fine.
That was such a weird bit too. I wrote down Dawson's Creek is here.
You know what's really weird? So Joshua Jackson and Katie Holmes, they play their Dawson's Creek characters, but they are not listed in the credits. And I'm just like, but what, like they're clearly on screen, but were they not listed because they were their characters from Dawson's Creek or what?
Yeah, no, I guess that maybe they're not allowed to be the characters from Dawson's Creek.
But they said Dawson's maybe not here.
Oh, did they say that? That's
yeah, because what is Katie Holmes' character's name in Dawson's Creek? I
Pacey, right? Or is it Joey?
No. Oh, she's Joey and he's Pacey.
Joey, he's Pacey.
They don't call each other by their names,
right?
But Joey says, "I wish Dawson was here," and I was like, and that's why I wrote down a note. So they're Dawson's Creek characters in like my thing.
Now Dawson's Creek would be WB, right?
I think so.
So this had no crossover because this is a Sony movie,
okay,
and loaned out to Disney. So like they would have had to pay if it was like actually Dawson's Creek characters.
I mean, maybe because they didn't say each other's name, they could have just been referring to some random person named Dawson. Yeah. They got away with it, and that's why their names aren't in the credits.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's probably it. While we're on the topic of Dawson's Creek, this is completely not related to what we're talking about.
Okay.
Do you know how Dawson's dad dies on Dawson's Creek?
I literally only watched half of one episode of that show.
So his dad dies. Now he dies in a car crash. Now, if you watch the scene where the car crash happens, he is driving home holding an ice cream cone in his other hand. And he's like driving along, bopping to the music, and he drops the ice cream and then goes to go get it and then he loses control and crashes. First of all, where do you have to be that you stop for ice cream on the way, but don't have enough time to eat the ice cream before you drive there?
Okay.
And second of all, after you drop the ice cream on the car floor, why are you picking it up? What are you going to do with it?
What are you doing with this exactly? So I have 2 answers for you. It's IKEA. Second of all, because I have definitely been that person walking out of IKEA, leaving, and I'm like, oh, I can get a hot dog and ice cream? Okay. And then I eat the hot dog on the way to the car and drive with the ice cream in one hand. Oh, sorry, it's frozen yogurt. Sorry, it's frozen yogurt.
Okay. See, I'm the disgusting animal that just goes, I'm just going to sit in my car in the parking lot and shove this into my mouth.
I actually have done that too, yes.
Yeah. And I also had 2 hot dogs on the way to the car.
Because you got the combo instead of the separate things, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. I only have 2 hands. Better eat one before I even leave.
Exactly. I don't know what it is about those IKEA hot dogs, but it's crack. I don't know what it is, because if I buy a pack of Schneider's hot dogs and boil them in a pot, not microwave, not whatever, boil them in a pot and put them in a bun and eat it, I'm like, this is shit. But you go to IKEA and get the same thing, and you're just like, why is this like cuisine? This should be Michelin starred.
I'm from Quebec. We eat those things like crazy.
Right? Oh, they're so good.
We even make them less healthy, where we butter the bun and then grill it.
Okay.
Well, you know those like top loading buns, the ones that look like a piece of Wonder Bread that's folded. The top slice. Okay, and then so you butter that, and then you put that on the grill.
Okay.
Make a toasty.
I only ever did that for like lobster or shrimp rolls.
It's the same idea, but you can do it with a hot dog, and it's real good.
I don't know why I never thought of that before. That just makes sense, don't I think about it?
It's crazy to me that it's not a thing here. Because it was a thing when I grew up. Yeah. Because I grew up in the land of hot dogs.
The land of...
Everyone knows about Steamies. Toasties is where it's at.
Okay. Sorry, I just had a funny thought in my head.
You mean the land of chocolate? We come from the land of chocolate.
I was actually thinking it was Superbad.
Oh, okay.
Is it Superbad? Yeah. Yeah, when he's like in the hot dog costume, he's like, would you like to see my wiener? That's what I was thinking of. It's fine.
Good stuff.
It's a little different. Was that Superbad?
I don't remember that part in Superbad.
I feel that wasn't super, but it was. You know what? It's from Accepted when they're going to college. That's what it is.
That makes sense.
It's
that makes
still
more sense.
Jonah Hill, though. It's still Jonah Hill. Yes.
So the Dawson's Creek thing is right before they get to like the alien site, right? Like they get to like the landing spot.
They're at the landing spot, like they're on the beach. They're there and they're waiting.
Yeah,
that's so. They were over like a bum barrel that's like on fire. Like, I don't know. Did you say that?
Barrel?
I didn't know what else to call it, but like if you think about it, it's fine. That's all I got. It's good.
A hobo fireplace.
Yes.
I wrote down so that everyone thinks that they're a fraud, right? Because the aliens are late.
Yes.
And they're all like going to leave. And I wrote down this line that this guy said, "I stayed up all night dancing and not studying, and it's your fault."
I heard that one too. I was just like, what? What is it? Is it his fault? I don't. He didn't invite you or anything. Like,
yeah, no, it's great. It's like, hey, I neglected all my responsibilities to listen to you, and you suck.
But the weird thing is, but they didn't say what time they were gonna get there. They just said they were gonna be there.
Yeah.
At some time. That was it.
Yep.
So, I found that crowd got really angry and really aggressive really quickly. They're like, it's 1 a.m. and they're not here. You're a fraud. You can go to hell. I was like, what?
Considering how obviously stoned all of them were.
I know.
It looked like a rave.
Yeah. I'm like, you guys should be pretty mellow. What's happening? Are you coming off your high real bad? Like,
yeah. No, go back to your like fur throw pillow and then just like rub your face all over it and you'll be happy again.
Exactly.
Oh, there's also a lot of close encounters in this movie.
There's
a lot of close encounter joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mashed potato thing. That's a close encounters joke.
Yes.
I think they played the tune at one point too.
They probably did that?
I feel like they did. I'm not sure though. But I wrote down that there's lots of close encounters bits in it, and I think that would have been because I heard the tone.
Yeah. I guess maybe that was when the ship was landing and like, the thing came out, because I think that music sounded familiar, but
I think it's the song from Close Encounters.
Yeah, because when you say the song from Close Encounters, all I think is the do 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 do. Like that's what I think of. I don't think of like the orchestral bit that comes around it as well.
Oh no, I meant the do 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 do. No,
really?
I meant that little too. I think.
Okay, because I don't remember hearing.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Okay. But yes.
I watched so many Muppet movies over the last few days. I can't keep them straight.
There's too much.
So many Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I wrote down was that Gonzo dresses like Al from Quantum Leap.
Oh my god, now that you say it, it's true.
Or like Doc Brown from the future.
Oh my god, it's true.
Yeah.
It's all very shiny with large lapels.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And crazy colors.
Crazy colors. You know they're making a new Quantum Leap TV show?
It's
And
okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I have a question. I haven't
Mm.
watched any episodes yet. I haven't brought myself up to it. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this or not. But from the ads, it feels like they spend a lot of time like in the lab
Yeah.
tracking him.
I 100% you had the exact criticism that I have of the
Okay.
show.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's wrong. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to have that connection.
Yeah.
Your only connection is supposed to be through Ziggy. Like that's it.
I agree. I think he's fun. I think the stuff in the different times are fun. I think that even though I like the characters that they have in the present day stuff, it's just not as compelling or good as the past stuff. So like when it goes back and forth, I'm just like, I just want to get back to him being on the spaceship.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that my fear is realized then.
Yes,
but
you are correct.
I still have to give it a shot though. I still have to give it a shot.
I watched 2 or 3 of them so far. It's not like I wouldn't say it's frustrating more than it's bad. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, this could be better if they just did this. Like there's a lot of like that kind of stuff. But like he's fun. The adventures in the past are fun.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll keep it on my list then to get to at some point.
There's worth watching while you eat dinner.
Oh,
that kind of show. Like have a bowl of pasta and watch an episode of Quantum Leap. Sounds like a pretty good night.
It does actually. I like this idea. That's
get some garlic bread. I haven't had dinner yet.
Me neither. We're gonna do it. So you know what I'm having for dinner? It's fine. Yes. So we've made it to my second Star Trek reference, of course, where Jeffrey Tambor actually says to boldly go where no one has gone before,
right?
And the Star Trek music actually plays.
That
and
maybe that was the tune. I was thinking of that. Maybe they confused the two.
How, they're so different.
No, I meant maybe I heard that song and thought I heard the other one, and blah blah blah.
Yes. So that was a very clear, direct reference. Done. And then they have a funk concert.
That's right. And it really, you are spot on. That concert really looks like a Parliament Funkadelic concert.
Yeah. Because I put it together at that point because I was confused about all the funk as well, though I liked it. And then it was like, oh, they're doing Parliament Funk. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, that's some George Clinton stuff. Because they did it in the Trolls 2 movie as well, which is also a movie that frustrates me because I'm just like, it's white people taking credit for Black people music again. I got very annoyed about it. But yeah, like the whole thing with I forget what the character's name is, but it's voiced by Ron Funches. And
he's me some Ron Funches.
Yeah, right. He's great. He's actually very funny. I enjoy him and his odd lisp and stuff. But I
think I saw him once, I think.
Live?
I think so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
No, I've only ever seen him on like clips on YouTube or on like talk shows and blah blah blah.
He's fun. No, he was a Just for Laughs one year, I think.
Nice.
I think I saw him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
he's kind of a blur.
He's been making the rounds for a while.
Yeah. I think he was. I think it was after he lost some weight though, because he was quite big for a while, and then he's lost a bunch.
Yeah, he's lost a bunch of weight. But yeah, like his character is like this weird type of troll or whatever, and they find his people, and it's pure Parliament funk. Like the music they play, they look, the dance sequences, the whole thing, pure Parliament funk. And I was like, what? That's crazy.
I think I found my people.
Anything else about Muppets in Space?
I have one more joke, but I think I'm going to talk about it later because it relates to a joke that's later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's like the same joke and it made me laugh both times, or like the same style of joke.
Okay, very confusing, but sure.
Yeah. It's a tease for later. It's a deep tease.
So we did a lot of heavy talking about Kermit Swamp Ears already. Did you want to just go past it and go to the Muppets?
Yeah, I probably can do that. I mean, the movie. I'll say some stray things about it. Also, I just wrote Jesus Christ.
I wonder what specifically that was.
I think it was knowing that they could talk, but having to dissect them anyway.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
That is a good moment for that. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Somebody says breathing in that stanky air.
Don't make me laugh when I'm taking a sip. What's wrong with you? No.
What? Something weird about stanky air? Is that?
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody says to Goggles, "You can't be afraid your whole life," and he goes, "Sure, I can."
I mean, it's true. It's his choice.
And I was like, "I feel seen. I can attest that is true. You can indeed go your whole life being afraid."
Someone understands me. It's all good.
Yeah. I wrote that I don't like that sometimes the dog is a real dog and sometimes a puppet dog.
Yeah, because that was really off-putting, because as soon as like she runs off into the distance, it's clearly a real dog, and then close up, you're like, that's a puppet, and it's freaking me out.
Yep.
Yeah.
The dog sounded like a Rugrats character, and I looked it up, and it was. It's Susie. She plays Susie.
Okay. Yeah, because I recognized the voice too, and I was like, I don't care enough to look this up for this movie. Thanks.
And then I wrote the outtakes are wild.
I really liked the outtakes. I thought the outtakes were better than the whole movie. So, yeah. As I mentioned before, I already told you what my 3 notes were, which was I hate the CGI fly, the movie's disturbing, and the songs are forgettable.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, the songs were pretty bad. Is that the first? So during the outtakes, there's a couple times where you saw an arm inside the puppet.
Yep.
Is that the only time in Muppets history that they've done that?
Yeah, because usually they actively try to be like, no, this is
they magical. Are real actors. Yeah.
But they showed like a blue screen shot where it's like everybody's holding on with strings for the arms and like their hands up and whatever. And I was like,
broke kayfabe.
I was like, are you supposed to do that?
Yeah. No, they are not. That is a real masked magician move, guys.
Mm-hmm.
To steal a reference of the time.
Yeah. Well, because so we're gonna go to the Muppets. So even like Jason Segel, when like this came out, he was like, it was really weird to see how it's actually done, because he'd never seen it how it's actually done before, and it made him sort of like you said, like the magic was gone a little bit, because you're just like, oh, these really aren't real things. Like I can see how this works now, even though like you've always known how it works.
Yeah.
You know,
he does an exceptional job though of acting as if they're really there.
Yes,
he does a really good job of that.
Yeah. Well, because you're one of the things is you're taught to like, no, you don't look at the actors doing the things, even if they're in your view. You look at the eyes of like the Muppets and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Because I think that of the accomplishments that the Muppets have made, I think that convincing, like, you forget it when you're watching it that they're puppets. Like for a long time, you kind of just like, and then they'll do something where it's just like, oh well, it's a puppet joke. So like, oh right, they're puppet. Like it breaks its own reality that it works really hard to build.
Yeah.
In like a real it constantly undermines itself in a really fun way.
Yeah, which Kermit Swamp Ears does not do in any way, shape, or form. I know the puppets, that whole movie. Yes.
You mean those wobbly legs and Ed puppet eyes while he flies up in a balloon or whatever it was?
Yes. Yeah. That. Oh God. Yes. Okay. Mm.
Well, like the puppeteering in 1984 was spectacular.
Yeah.
Like they did some stuff that I don't know how they did it. Like, how did Skeeter ride a bike?
Oh yeah,
he's a puppet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Skeeter sucks, right? Like we could. He's not the best. He's so lame.
He's very lame. He is very lame. I do like when Bunsen. No, that's in the Muppets. Never mind. But there's a scene where Bunsen's just like, he's looking at something and he like lifts his glasses and his eyes go with it, and he's like, puts it back down. I was like, whoa, you're freaking me out, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. Oh, it made me very uncomfortable, but also made me laugh at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because their bodies make no sense, and we just don't really acknowledge that as we watch it.
No, none of it makes sense.
Like,
because I was gonna complain that Walter didn't have a nose, but then I realized a bunch of the characters don't have noses. Why is this
Professor
the
Honeydew
first
doesn't
time
have
you're...
eyes.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't. What are you complaining about? You can't do this. It's fine. It's fine.
Or like when Kermit scowls or feels uncomfortable, whatever, his skull changes shape.
His whole head wrinkles.
His
Like
whole
what?
head wrinkles, yeah. But like we just acknowledge that as being normal for the world. But then they'll point it out as if we're the idiots for not figuring it out ahead of time.
Yeah, you just go along with it. You just accept it. You're like, this is we are going by these certain rules and you're living up to it. I'm good with this. Everything is fine. Yes.
There is here's a fun piece of trivia. Since we've already talked about Paul Thomas Anderson so much tonight, that the saxophone puppet guy in the band, the one with like the bucket hat on, was used as the inspiration for Owen Wilson's character in Inherent Vice.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Owen Wilson's character in Inherent Vice is a saxophone player that dresses a lot like the Muppet in Dr. Teeth's band in Electric Mayhem.
Now I gotta look that up. Oh god. Also a movie I did not like.
Oh yeah, I love that one. That one's the one I love. That's I think if anyone listening and has not seen Inherent Vice, it is underrated but very confusing. I will give you guys that.
Sorry, who's Owen Wilson's character?
Yeah. If you type in Owen Wilson Muppet, maybe that works. Hold on.
Oh. Really?
No, maybe not. Hold on. Nope. That does not come up. Inherent Vice Muppet.
Well, because I'm looking at... So there is one picture of him playing a saxophone.
Right.
But everything else doesn't really remind me of him, I guess.
I don't know. It's definitely something I've read. Like, it's not just a fun theory I had. It is
it is a thing.
Real thing that he has said, that he based his wardrobe on the saxophone player from the Muppets.
I mean, I'm just gonna accept it. I am gonna accept it. I'm just confused by it. But sometimes people get inspiration from weird places and you just kind of run with it and it's fine.
I think I saw a response to that saying if Inherent Vice was just Joaquin Phoenix and all the other characters were Muppets, it would be the greatest movie of all time.
Yes. I agree with that actually.
Yeah.
That would be acceptable.
Sam the Eagle would be Josh Brolin running around.
Nah. To be honest, I don't even remember what that movie was about. I just remember just being annoyed by it after I watched it.
It's very intricate. It's at its core, it's about trying to get his ex-girlfriend back because she has been sort of put into this kind of like drug loop thing.
Okay.
So he's like uncovering it bit by bit.
Because he's like a private detective or something, right?
Yeah, you don't really get all the data in order. So like you kind of have to like put it all together as it's like, oh, it's a vertical integration thing where like the company that gets people that sells the drugs is also the company that owns the dentistry thing that they give people the new teeth after all their teeth fall out from the drugs. Yeah. And they also own the rehab clinic.
Oh, okay.
So like it's all just like it's all about like a loop of capitalism that just people are put into. And there's all that kind of and then there's like a whole bunch of other stuff with it. Gotcha. But that's sort of like the conspiracy part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's money making money, I guess. Sure.
But also like Josh Brolin's character uses Joaquin Phoenix's character to like as like a pawn in it as well. Like he's being manipulated by 3 or 4 different people at once, and it's cool. It's a fun movie.
All right. I'm gonna take your word for it.
It's fine.
I don't know. I used to like Joaquin Phoenix, but now I'm really just over his shtick.
Well, I like that movie. I don't know if I like him that much otherwise.
I mean, I liked him in Gladiator.
Sure.
God, I gotta look up what movies he was in.
Like, I hated the Joker movie.
I kind of refuse to watch it. It's literally the only comic book movie I haven't watched, to be honest.
Yeah. I did not like it.
And I'm still I'm talking about like comic book movies from like the 70s and 50s up to now. Like, it's probably
you're watching
like
those Batman serials.
I I got the DVD over
Oh,
there.
the you have the DVD of the serials though, like
Yeah, I
the
have
old.
I have the Superman serials from
Oh, okay,
1940s. From the
right.
1940s. They're all rotoscope. They're beautiful. Like
Yeah,
they
the
are
the
so
Fleischman ones.
beautiful to look on.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, I love all of those things. How do you spell Joaquin? I can't even. God,
Joa
there you go. Yeah, that
Uin.
helps.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I think he got a little bit. Oh, I loved Walk the Line, for example. I
Oh.
loved that one. Um, Her was really good.
Oh yeah, I like her.
I loved
Yeah,
her.
I like her. I like Spike
But
Jones though. Like I think that's I like it because it's Spike Jones.
not all Spike Jones is great.
Where the Wild Things Are is not good.
I hated that movie so much.
It's not good.
Oh God, I couldn't do it. Oh, Inventing the Abbots. That was a movie I was
That one.
forced to see because I let my girlfriends pick what movie we were going to watch, and I was like, "You guys are fucking kidding me." But
He
it wasn't
does
that
like a
bad.
lot of prestige things. And
He
I've never
does.
really been a prestige thing person. I
Well,
don't watch a
yeah,
lot of them.
yeah, because especially like his early filmography, I've definitely seen more, but his later stuff, like Reservation Road and all that kind of, I haven't seen any of this stuff.
Oh,
That
I
just
forgot about
seems,
that movie at totally. I have not
yeah,
heard the name of that in forever.
yeah. I think a lot of people tried to forget that one because that's the one with the Nazis, right?
I don't know. Maybe. Sure.
Oh no, that's not. No, it says the lives of two families change forever after a fatal tragedy takes place on Reservation Road. That's not the one I was thinking of.
Right. Are you thinking of Arlington Road?
Arlington Road isn't Nazis, is it?
I don't know now. I need to look that up.
Because there's some. No, I'm not. I'm also not talking about like the reader or whatever it's called.
Right.
Not that
The
one.
Oh no, yeah, no. The film was heavily inspired by the paranoid culture of the 1990s, considering the right-wing militia movement.
Okay, so yeah, no,
So
not
yeah,
that one.
it definitely has Nazi stuff in it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and definitely not prescient of our current day.
Yes. Anyways, but yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of his anymore. I was never really a huge fan. I just didn't mind the movies that he made. Now I'm just like, I see his face and I'm like, I'm good. I don't need this.
I think he's gonna pay for being the Joker forever, though. I
Yeah.
think he's now in that, and he cannot get out of it. I think
No.
he's now, and he has to deal with those idiots.
Yes. Anytime you get involved in a comic book movie, you are screwed for a long time, whether
Yeah,
you do a good job or a bad job.
or like if you're Sheldon.
Oh my God. That man is so upset because
Well,
people keep thinking he's actually Sheldon and ask him
I'm
nerdy dorky. He's like, he's literally said, he's like, I've never watched Star Trek until I was in the show and I watched a couple episodes and it was fine.
yep.
Like,
No,
you know,
here's the thing though. That man made so much money on that
so
show.
much money.
So much money. And it's not a good show. This is his payment. He has to live with the fact that he's Sheldon now
Yes.
forever.
I mean, I think
And you know
I
what?
didn't.
He's earning that $100 million or whatever.
He
But
is.
I'm
He's
gonna
doing it.
call him Sheldon
But
forever.
the thing he's making money, like,
Yeah.
and he's making movies, like he's making other things. I mean, you know, he tends to play like racist, but you know,
Didn't he show up as like a lawyer in something recently?
and a lawyer, as a like in a movie.
Maybe like a prestige TV show. Like it might have been like Mindhunter or something. Like I feel like he
Wow,
showed up in like a as like a or like a criminal defense lawyer or something.
I don't know.
We need to stop looking stuff up.
No,
Really half remembering so many
but
things tonight.
this is actually in reference to this movie,
Yeah,
so
nope. Sheldon shows up.
he shows up. His name is Jim Parsons, by the way.
Yeah,
Um.
Sheldon.
Oh, he did that animated movie Home where he voiced the alien. That movie
Oh
sucked.
yeah.
It was
There's
really
a
bad.
cartoon version of that I had to work on at work.
What do you mean, like the TV version?
There was a TV show.
Ugh.
There was like an animated. It was actually a cute cartoon. The animation was really nice.
Oh, the animation of the movie and stuff was beautiful. It just I mean, it was him and Rihanna. They're like good
They
friends.
they did not reprise their roles for the TV show that no one's heard of.
The movie was bad
Rihanna was not
though.
on a show that I worked on at work that no one's heard of.
Let's see. So he was in most recently. He's of course doing Young Sheldon. He was in a TV series called Pete the Cat, where he plays Stan and Sid.
I don't think either one of those are lawyers.
There's a show called Stage. Well, he played himself on that, so I don't think it's that one. There's a mini series called Hollywood where he plays Henry Wilson.
That might have been it.
That might be it. I don't even know what that is though.
I don't know what that is either. Or maybe he was in like one of those like American crime story shows or something.
Oh no, this is the Hollywood in the 1950s heyday thing.
Oh,
and
okay.
like people
Hays
of color
Code
and
stuff,
people that are gay and all that kind of stuff, and like how they worked in the system and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he's really into like representing LGBTQ things and everything, so he's doing a good job with that too.
He definitely, and I think he would work well as like a period actor. Actually,
Yeah.
like he would do really well in like the 50s because he has
Yeah.
a very clean cut kind of look.
Yeah. When he cleans up, he cleans up very well.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. No, I think he could. I think he would be good at that. Like, imagine him with like very high slacks on. Right? But it would look right. Like he has that kind of body where like he could wear like the really high pants and the short tie.
I'm gonna tell you, if you watch Hollywood, like the first picture of him in that I saw was exactly what you're describing. And if you watch that show, you'll be like, oh yeah, he does fit in this. Okay, I was right.
Yeah.
But one thing, I do not think he should have been cast as a human version of Walter. So I know I've said this on here before, embarrassingly, but I enjoy The Big Bang Theory. I know it's not the greatest. I just enjoy it.
I've seen every episode, so no judgment from me.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good. So have I. It's fine.
I mean, I don't really laugh at it. I just sort of, they have like a marathon on every Christmas, and I just like falling asleep to it.
I literally put it on when there's nothing else on, and it's just
it's always on.
Yes, and it's always on. That and The Simpsons and what else is always on? And Seinfeld is always on still.
Right.
They're always on. Like, you can always find it. Anyways, and it's like, I understand why they put him in there and why they picked him and why they hired him, because at that time period, Big Bang Theory had was just getting to its height of popularity. He was like on stuff and he's nerdy looking, blah blah blah. But I still think he was a bad choice to play Walter. I still think he was.
Who do you think is a Muppeteer person?
I don't even think he needed to be Muppeteer.
But he's a Muppet of a man.
Or is he a man or a Muppet?
Yeah.
Because
if he's a man, he's a very Muppety man.
Yeah. Or a very manly Muppet. That's true.
See, I think that he fits. He is Muppet looking. Like, he has like a very strange kind of Muppety look. And I actually was kind of like, yeah, that would be kind of the look for.
Yeah, and I think they also picked him because Walter, like at the beginning of the movie, Walter wished he was like tall and stuff.
Right.
But I think the
wished he was a baller.
Shot caller, yes, it's fine. Wrong song, I know, but yes, it's fine. But I think if he was like, because I knew you would ask me, and I was trying to think earlier, because I'm thinking like Elijah Wood for some reason would have been a better choice. But
I think he's too big in 2011. It's Frodo.
It's Frodo, exactly. They couldn't afford that at that point in time. Or who else? Like, because I'm trying to think of like people who would have been like, you would recognize them, but they weren't like out of the price range for the movie that time period, and that's very hard for me to think of right now. I don't know. I'm not sure.
But I feel like they also need to have like porcelain skin. Like, I feel like if the man version of Walter has any facial hair, that is wrong. Like it needs to be the softest looking boy.
What are you talking about? Elijah was he was Frodo.
No, I know
you
you are
see?
right.
Yeah.
No, I feel like he would look weird in a little suit though.
That's the point.
No, I know, but like I feel like Elijah Wood would look weird in the little suit. I think that the little suit on Sheldon is perfect. Also, I love that suit. I love the suit
the
that him and
the baby the
the
powder
baby
blue
blue suit with the
Yeah.
pipe with the dark blue piping on it.
Yeah.
Love that. It's the movie, and the movie itself is sort of like it, where it's like it feels like it's retrofitted. Like it feels like everything in it's really old, but has
Mm.
the modern conveniences in it.
Well, yeah, because I think they take that from like they're not updating the Muppets for now. They're literally picking up the Muppets from the 70s, just like putting it
Yeah,
in that time period. Yeah.
but it still feels like kind of slick. Like it still has
Yes.
like the modern conveniences of like because I don't think people really wore baby blue suits with piping on them all the time, but
No.
it feels like maybe they did. Like it feels like an anachronism,
Yeah.
but that we brought into the modern day.
I feel like he wore that specifically because that's something they would wear on the Muppet Show.
Right.
You know? And like they were going through like their old wardrobes that were apparently still there and not moth eaten. So maybe he just like pulled it out and was like, okay, this will do. And put it on kind of thing. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was good. I think it worked out well. And I can't believe that's the song that won them like the Oscar.
Yeah.
Which
Break.
which I love. I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a fun song. I mean, I really like the one that gets reprised too, the one at the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's a great song too. There's a lot of really great songs.
Great. Yeah. So I do own the soundtrack to this movie that I've listened to many times. One thing I did not realize before is that the song Tex Richmond sings, they cut that song short because the album version has a thing about his cat, and his regrets was about his only regret is gold plating his cat. That's his only regret. So that whole thing's out of there, and I was so confused. I was like, something's missing. This is wrong. But yes.
I feel like Chris Cooper was very out of place in this.
I think that's the point. Like, I think he was supposed to be like an actual evil guy. And you're just like, this is wrong, but it works.
I don't know. I kind of liked the rapping, but it also made me uncomfortable. Like it felt, as the kids would say, cringe.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to.
Yeah,
I mean, he keeps dancing girls in a closet. I mean,
and that's another joke. Like it's a callback joke kind of too. When they get back in the closet, they're taking a break and eating snacks.
Because you think it's like, oh no, this is just part of the dance week. It's like, oh no, he just keeps them in there. Okay. I don't know how I feel about this anymore. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did enjoy that. I still remember the first time I watched this movie, and then he kept going, maniacal laugh, maniacal laugh. And I was just like, why is he saying that? I was just so but until later on, when you find out, oh, and that's the other thing the song had in it before, was that he actually tells the heartbreaking story about his 10-year birthday party where the Muppets showed up and he couldn't laugh and everybody laughed at him, and that's why he hated the Muppets. So that's part of the song on the album, not in the movie as well. So the reason why he really wants to get back at them is because they ruined his 10-day birthday party because he didn't know how to laugh. And this is how I figured out why he was saying that in the movie. And then at the end, he started laughing. I was like, yeah, you can laugh. I was like, what? Okay.
So he laughs at the end of the movie and then gives the theater, spoiler alert, to the end. He gives the theater and the name of the Muppets back to them, and it has nothing to do with a head injury.
No. Nothing at all. Nope.
And I'm like, you know what? Solid move, Muppet movie. Deus Ex Machina it, and then just acknowledge that it was not a thing that should have happened.
Well, that's what's great about it.
Yeah.
Oh god, I love this movie. Oh
yeah, no, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I think we pretty much already talked about it up to the part where they leave, right? Like we talked about the dancers being exhausted.
But yeah,
The fact that
Feist and Mickey Rooney. She's fixing a car in the classroom.
It's like a sixth grade class or so.
Yeah,
and she's fixing like an old pickup truck.
It's got beaver panel. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. And I laughed at her saying, "Okay, it's spring break. No, everyone has to take vacation for 2 weeks."
Like,
and then they're like, "Aw, but don't worry, you'll come back and study afterwards." Yay!
You're like, really?
Yeah.
Is it that much fun? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, she's the greatest teacher
ever.
There is a joke as soon as I get to LA, that I love, which was, they're trying to like figure out, like after they do the tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And they're like, we got to find Kermit. We got to get to his house. And they drive by this guy standing in front of a hot dog restaurant, selling maps to the stars. And he's like, hold on, everyone stop. We gotta stop. I have an idea. And then it cuts back to them in the car just eating chili dogs.
Like, this is a really good, that was a good idea.
But how are we going to find Kermit's house?
I thought that was great too. I still laughed at it. Oh my God.
We almost ordered chili dogs last night at 10 o'clock at night. It's like, can we Uber Eats chili dogs?
Was it too late? There wasn't a Frank's that was open?
It was so far away. And I'm like, it's going to take them an hour to deliver it. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to be good.
No.
Like, I don't think an hour-old chili dog that's been driven across town.
Yeah, because you get to a point, like, you expect a chili dog to be soggy to a certain level.
Yeah.
But if you let it sit too long and your whole bun is, like, disintegrating and it's all mush, then it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did offer to go to the grocery store that's open late to buy a can of chili and hot dogs.
Yes. And
she's like, that's a bridge too far. I need someone to bring it to my door for me.
I'd have been like, if you're going, fine, but I'm staying here. Know this. That would have been me. Yes. Yep.
We then meet the Muppets.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. Before we go there, house. We got to do Kermit's house because I am sorry. Oh, and you missed Alan Arkin as the tour guide.
Oh yeah, that's a great cameo.
Such a great cameo.
Great cameo.
He's like, this is the greatest. When he's at like Kermit's office, he's like, this is the highlight of the tour. And let's continue. And they don't go in there. I was like, that's
you should check it out sometime.
Yes, it's awesome.
I think he also throws like fairy dust as well, right? He just like has. That just comes out as like sand that just falls out of sand.
Loved it.
They had to go to the next part of the tour, which is where they store white ropes and medium gauge wires.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, so one thing I was wondering about this movie, especially after you get into like Kermit's house and stuff with like, 80s robot and like Tab and New Coke and whatever. I'm like, there's no way any child is getting any of these jokes. There's no way. No.
This is a movie for nerds.
Yes.
Like
you have to be over the age of like 35 to get most of these jokes, at least. Because even the part in the car when the 80s robot is driving and he's like, I'm going to check the internet, and it does like the dial-up sound. Nobody, who's like 10 is going to get that. They're like, why is it making noise? That's what they're going to say. Yeah,
they don't know what a floppy disk is.
Yeah, it's done. Like, oh my God. But I laughed and I laughed the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. Comes in with New Coke and Tab. Where did he even get them? Have they been on the tray the whole time? Has he had it on the tray for the last 35 years?
Just going around the house with these things on the tray? Who knows? I mean, I don't think it goes bad, so I think you're fine. I hope.
The Apocalypse Cola.
Yeah, the world ends. All you'll have is like Coke and cockroaches left. It'll be fine.
But they're all jazzed up on Surge.
Oh God, that means they'll be mutated. Oh, yeah, that'd be a crazy day. I do really like so when Kermit starts singing the song and like the portraits start coming to life with the characters, I fucking love every one of those
It's
transitions.
great.
It's so
It's a
good.
beautiful sequence and genuinely touching.
It is.
Hmm. I
Uh,
might have cried during the Muppet movie.
you know
I
what?
may or may not have.
Usually I make fun of people with feelings, but even I was just like, no, I understand that one. I get that one. You're allowed. That is expected.
I gotta tell you, as soon like you get one good cry, it opens up the floodgates, and you're crying at everything. like like I always used to be like, I don't think I could really like. I have a difficulty like getting up to the point where I can like release it.
Yeah.
And then but like one day I released it, and now I cry all the time. It's like an insurance commercial where the dad says he's proud of him, weeping.
I know people who cry at those commercials.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what
You
the
do,
problem
you know
is.
this one right here.
Right there. Right there.
Pointing at him right now.
But I love that sequence. That sequence is amazing. I love it. Yes. And then
What's
they get
the
in the car.
could you remind me the song?
Uh oh god. I got everything is great is in my head. This staccato tune is most transparently bringing me down. One, two. It's oh my god. Why is that the part I remember?
I remember it being it's a very pretty song. Like Brett McKenzie really wrote the hell out of the songs for this movie.
All of the songs are amazing.
All great.
Yeah.
Only like a couple of them sound like Flight of the Conchords songs. But I mean like the one he won the Oscar for is the one that most sounds like a Flight of the Conchords song.
I don't know. I think it just works.
Oh no, it's great.
Yeah.
But like I like when he goes, I'm a very manly Muppet. Like that's just Jermaine Clement doing it, right? Like that's 100% like a Flight of the Conchords like dip.
Yeah.
Like he goes real low.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like I think even the opening song is just so like he definitely did his Muppets research to come up with the stuff for this. God, that song is really just taking over my whole brain right now. No, that's not gonna work for me. Yeah.
It's a great scene. I remember it being beautiful and a really nice little pretty song that builds up really nicely.
It builds up beautifully, and their Electric Mayhem comes in and fills in, the crescendo at the end, and it's beautiful.
When Animal comes in with drums like halfway through a song, it's always great.
Well, especially when he does it with Rainbow Connection at the end of the movie, and because he hasn't played drums the whole thing, because this doesn't count because this is just Kermit remembering them, so it doesn't count as him playing.
Jack Black say no drums,
right? And when he comes in at the end in Rainbow Connection, I'm just like, oh my god, that is beautiful. It's
rock my face off, Muppets.
Just do it. Love it. I love all of it. It's fine.
So they decide they're gonna get the gang back together, which I need every Muppet movie to do this. Every Muppet movie from now on needs to have a montage of them getting the gang back together.
Well, you were gonna talk about the Muppets.
Yeah. Oh, I love the
And
Muppets.
Isn't Dave Grohl the drummer?
Yeah, Dave Grohl is the drummer in the Muppets, which I love that great. As well.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Like, I know everybody's situation wasn't the greatest when they go pick them up, but I gotta admit, Fozzie's situation was a little bit more depressing than other people's. Or was it just me?
You mean him living in an alley?
Yeah, getting yelled at all the time.
It starts raining and he says, "Save the cushions." There's something so sad about that line.
Sad about it.
You can never say that line and not be sad, right?
Yeah.
Save the cushions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was very painful for me. Because even of course Gonzo had his company, which he blew up with people inside for some reason. I was just like, whoa.
It had a button that was labeled press to automatically blow up thriving plumbing business.
I'm like, he was prepared for this. He was prepared for it.
Oh, he's such a great weirdo. Oh, that's so. He told everybody. Everyone ran away.
I mean, I guess that's why you had the siren or whatever. Yeah.
There was a fuse.
Yeah. Like
it was a very expensive looking explosion too.
Like, wow, we had that in the budget. It's those kind of like meta wall breaking things that I just enjoy. Just enjoy them. They're so good.
Well, I love the montage. And I love the joke with Rolf going like, how come some of us didn't go in the montage? I thought my story was pretty interesting. And they just asked if he wants to come back. He's like, yeah, okay. And then it's like, good times. I love it. I love that joke. That's the joke I remember from this movie. I'm like, I know that Rolf does something that kills me.
They really did. Oh god, yeah, because it's just such straight, dry humor. Yeah, and you're just like, this is beautiful. I love it. I love it. I don't know how long it was until this happens, but one of my notes is Rolodex. Yeah, I think it goes back to like the kids references, I suppose. But
I think the Rolodex is when he's trying to find a guest star for the show.
Oh yes.
So he goes through his Rolodex and he's just like, "Can I speak to President Jimmy Carter, please?"
Oh, he moved. Yes.
He moved. I didn't pick up on how funny that is.
And I was like, wait, is he calling like the White House? I mean, when was Jimmy Carter the president?
Would have been like 78. I think he went out in 80.
Okay, so then yeah, that makes sense. Because that's when the Muppet Show would have ended.
Well, I mean, that's when Walter is dressed up as Kermit on Halloween at the beginning. All the kids laugh at him and say, "What is this, 1978?"
There you go. Okay. Yep. Yeah, Carter was in 77 to 81. So yes. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, he's probably calling the White House. He's still alive.
Yeah, no, he's very old and gets a bad rap. Jimmy Carter was a good dude. He was too good to be president. That was his problem.
But there's a Simpson joke where somebody yells, "I'm a one-termer, I'm a Jimmy Carter." What is that from?
There's a Jimmy Carter reference about him being history's greatest monster. Where they couldn't afford a Lincoln statue, but they could get a Jimmy Carter one, and they said he's history's greatest monster.
Why are they so mean to? Didn't he like do a huge thing for like Habitat for Humanity?
He's the Habitat Humanity guy. Yeah,
he
builds houses for poor people.
They're like, what?
He was a peanut farmer growing up. Like he grew up in like super poor too. Like he is really a great person that accomplished so much in life.
And they're just like, put that guy down. Okay?
Yeah, there was a gas crisis. Fuck him.
Wait, what is happening? Is it 1978 now? What?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Jimmy Carter. Anyways, yes. Yeah, that was my next note. So I don't know how much I missed in there, or was that just like the references?
Oh, I think maybe you just made a reference. Yeah, because that's way late. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I think I missed the part where they finally go to like the studio executives and they're like, "Yes, we'll put your show on."
So
because there's 3 celebrities in that like 2-minute sequence.
Yeah. Rashida Jones is in there.
Rashida Jones, there's Ken Jeong, and then there's Donald Glover.
Right. Yeah. Ken Jeong, the host of Punch a Teacher.
Punch a Teacher. Like they were being sued by the blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah. The parent, the Teacher Association of America. But like, why? There's an off-camera joke in that made me laugh very, very, very hard. It was like when he watches Punch Teacher for a minute and it cuts away, and in the background you hear the teacher say, "I just thought I could make a difference."
I missed that. I did miss that. Oh my god, yes. Okay. That's
I just thought I could make a difference.
I'm trying to teach children. Ugh. Yeah.
My next note after that is fart shoes would be pretty funny.
I love that they also bring it back later on too.
And I know I think I wrote down a little arrow and said I was right. It was pretty funny.
It was really funny. Not now, Fozzie. Yeah.
And we did, yeah, Jack Black was in the montage as well. Our introduction to Jack Black playing Jack Black.
Yeah. Oh, and Christian Shaw was the
Yeah.
moderator. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I stopped writing down names of people because there were just too many. I was just like,
Yep.
I'm not just gonna write down a list of names. This is not gonna work for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I do love when they go back to kidnap. They go to kidnap him, and he's just like, I told you, I'm not done putting on my balls. I laughed way too hard at that. Like, I really did. I laughed way too hard at that whole thing.
I laughed really hard at them explaining to Kermit after they did it.
Yeah.
And him going, you kidnapped him? And he goes, but what's more illegal? Kidnapping Jack Black or not allowing us to have a show and taking our name away? And Kermit goes, kidnapping Jack Black.
I mean, he's right.
And they go, Kermit, you bring people together to kidnap Jack Black?
God, I love this movie. Yeah.
And another one, and this was the one I wanted to bring back. So they announce that Jack Black is going to be the host, and they're at Tex Richmond's office, and the bear guy, he's watching the TV, and they go, Jack Black is the host. And he goes, oh, he's pretty good. Like, that made me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly the reaction to, like, me seeing the SNL host for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, oh, he's pretty good. Like, that might be a good episode.
They probably wrote that down because somebody's like, hey, who do you think wants to be in the movie and be like the guy who gets tied up? Like, Jack Black? Oh, yeah, he's pretty good. They're like, yeah, let's put that in the script. That's just what happened. You know,
he's
that's just
pretty
what happened.
Good. The fact that he's pretty good and not like amazing is really the funniest part to me. Like, he's doing them a favor by being in this movie as like doing a cameo thing, right? Mm-hmm. So they don't even oversell him. They just say he's pretty good. Which
I think is amazing.
It's great.
Yeah.
But like the one that was in Muppets in Space, it was the same kind of thing where Jeffrey Tambor was talking about Gonzo, and he goes, I'd really like to meet you too. And the bear guy goes, yeah, he's very charismatic.
Yes.
Yeah. He just like is a little bit outside of what's happening, but like comments on it in such a like positive way, but just not overstating it at all.
In any way,
it's
shape, or form.
Great, yeah. It's like, oh yeah, he's very charismatic. Or oh yeah, he's pretty good.
So great. Yeah. Talking about cameos that they downplay. I love when Whoopi Goldberg and Ariana Grande show up, and then Manny shows up, and then they're like, we don't even know what your name is, and we're not going to try. And I was sitting there too. I'm like, I also don't know what that kid's name is. And literally every other like celebrity that shows up in there, I know all of their names except for his. I was just like,
Rico
and it's Manny.
Something, I think. Rico Rodriguez, maybe? I don't remember.
Sure. I don't know. But I wrote him down as Manny. I'm like, no one knows what Manny's real name is. I was like, and I thought that was really funny.
Manny. I'm gonna Google this.
I feel like that kid is gonna never get another
job. It just
job.
comes up as Manny. I was right, it's Rico Rodriguez. That's his name.
That is
No, it was wow, Whoopi Goldberg, Ariana Grande. Oh, hi.
So like our
it's
agents
such a
told
good
us to
little
show up.
bird.
But it's so mean. It's so mean.
Oh, it's so good though. And applause to that kid.
Yeah.
Like he was a good sport.
He's like, I get it.
That's not a thankful role that Kermit doesn't know who you are. Like that's not great, but good on him because it's a pretty funny bit. But James Carville is one of the people answering the phone. That was the weirdest cameo to me.
Really?
Yeah. Like Clinton's campaign advisor.
Yeah, but he's shown up in like he was in like Old School. Like
yeah.
I thought that
played
was
a Cajun man. I don't know if you knew that. But he Cajun.
Yeah. But I think at that period he was just probably like, I'm doing publicity for myself now while I argue nonsense on CNN. It's fine.
I got more down home similes. More than a crawdad in a rust bucket.
I'm gonna let you do your thing. Yes, just keep doing that.
Does your audience not love James Carville references?
Maybe not.
No? Clinton 92 campaign managers?
I mean, later on, in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna have to. Oh no, next year I'm gonna have to make reference to him. But no, before the end of the year, I will have to talk about him again. So it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
About James Carville or about Clinton?
James Carville.
Okay. I thought you had like the box set of their Arsenio Hall show or something. You need to talk about Clinton
Playing the saxophone all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. I
really like saxophone guy. What happened to him?
Right? Bring him back. But they had like NPH was there, and they didn't even really make that huge.
That's true.
John Krasinski was on screen for about 3 seconds, but then he shows up in the Menomina at the end.
He's just Jim.
Yeah, he's just Jim at that time. So he wasn't like Fantastic Four dude or Jack Ryan. Guy.
Oh yeah, he's Jack Ryan.
He's Jack Ryan. Yeah. I still haven't watched that show. It just weirds me out. It's fun. But I still think he's really great as Mr. Fantastic. I think it'll. That
sounds fun. Yeah, I'd watch that. So, I think that they'll do that, right? Like everyone wants him to do it. They'll do that, right? Who else are they going to get?
He did it in the Multiverse of Madness. So technically, in some of one of the worlds, it has happened. So there's a chance they'll bring him back.
I mean, but like they would want him though, right? Like who would they want instead? Like who would be the other person that they would want?
Oh, they bring back the guy who did the previous Fantastic Four movies.
Oh, which one? Like
the one that had like Jessica Alba in it. And...
Okay, that guy.
Well, actually, no, they can't do that because that's the one where the fire dude was Chris Evans. So maybe they can't do that.
No, why not? They own it. They'll just have like alternate universe Johnny Flame.
Right.
Oh, that would be the funniest thing if Chris Evans was like, I'm not going to do Captain America anymore, and he shows up doing the Human Torch. That would be surreal.
It'd be so weird.
But
I mean, technically, we've also had oh my god, the guy who played Killmonger, he was also the Human Torch.
Yeah, no, Michael B. Jordan was in the Josh Trank movie, but I don't remember who Mr. Fantastic was in that. They always get the most white bread, boring white dudes to be Mr. Fantastic.
It was a British guy, and he had like a TV show with that one dude who did that thing. I don't know.
I know that one. That's a good one. No, but like it's always like I think the problem with the casting of Mr. Fantastic is he's so boring. Like they make him such a boring plain person.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, no, like John Krasinski at least has
no, that's the wrong one. Okay,
he's got like a good gravity to him,
I fully pulled up the 1994 one. That one is brutal, man.
Isn't there one from the 80s too? Isn't there like a Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie?
I think that's the 1994 one.
Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's the one that they made for $0.
It's so bad.
Well, do you know why that movie exists? It's because
they were going to lose their title.
They were going to lose the rights, so they had to make something. So they just made it for the least amount of money possible, and then they could keep the license.
All right, there we go. What's this guy's name? How do you say Ioan? Is it Ian?
I think it's Ian.
Ian Gufford?
Yep.
Yeah, because he did that weird TV show where he's a guy who can't die. And every time somebody quote unquote stabs him or kills him, he gets reborn in the Hudson River or something.
Oh.
And his son has to fish him out.
That sounds weirdly like being John Malkovich-y. It kind of sounds good. But I'm sure it's bad. But kind of sounds like it could have been good.
It's called Forever, if I remember. Yes, called Forever.
Weird.
A 200-year-old man works in New York City morgue trying to find a key to unlock the curse to his immortality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like it went the way of John from Cincinnati.
Yes. Canceled.
Canceled and a funny reference that you make on a podcast 10 years later.
Exactly. And yeah, Judd Hirsch. What's really weird about it, so when you meet Judd Hirsch, you're like, oh my God, that's his father. And then you find out, oh no, that's his grandson. And you're like, what? Yes.
Judd Hirsch, did he show up in this too? Was he like a cameo at the end?
Judd Hirsch? I don't think so.
I think he might have been like the little montage where everyone was going mana.
Really?
I feel like he was.
Did not pick up on that.
I could be wrong. Eagle-eyed viewers, right in.
You are correct.
178. Okay, cool.
He's in the credits. He's there as himself.
Yay!
That is true.
I did it. He was rapping with James Carville.
I did not pick him out. I am sorry. Or did I just forget? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I think it was very quick. Like, it was quicker than John Krasinski and Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah. I mean, we also forgot Sarah Silverman. She shows up in the
party of one scene.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great song.
That song popped right into my head. I'm having a big party by myself. I love that song. That song's great.
Yep. No, and I think about it a lot.
But because
guess who has a lot of parties for one? This guy.
Because you have a great time because you're the first and last to show.
That's right.
Yes, and there's nobody at that party that you don't already know. I love it.
Or do I? Looks in.
You're like, I don't remember this personality before. Hello, nice to see you.
What's that? I feel like there's a joke somewhere that I've seen where someone goes, I know it like the back of my hand. Hey, what the hell is that?
That's
like,
a Simpsons joke.
Was it a Simpsons joke?
Yeah.
That's a Simpsons joke.
I'm pretty sure it was Homer.
Burned into my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a Simpsons joke. That's a good one though.
Let's see. Oh, I had a question, which I never understood, which also never made me feel this way. But why does pretending people are naked supposed to make you feel less nervous?
Because I guess it's supposed to be that they're the ones that should feel awkward.
That's it. That's never worked for me.
I mean, I've never attempted it. I just avoid public speaking, I guess.
That's probably a better way to do it. Yes.
Yeah. I always thought it would be that they should feel more awkward, that like they should be the embarrassed ones. I always thought that was it.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
Because there's you're sort of if you're the only person that's clothed in a room, there's a power that you wield now. Like right?
Not necessarily.
Imagine being in a room where like everyone's nude and you're wearing clothes. You're like, oh, I have a leg up on all these people. Like,
not if you're at a nudist colony. Then people are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What are you hiding?
Yeah, those weirdos.
Yeah,
I love walking down Church Street during Pride, and they have like this colony booth, and they were like advertising. They wanted to get new members, and they had pictures from their like field trips, and it was like them bowling, and it just made me laugh. Like, there's something so funny and cute about that to me, that the nudists made a plan to go bowling.
Yeah. But does that mean like they have to rent out the whole bowling alley?
I would assume that is how they do it. Yes.
Okay.
I would assume so.
See, I thought you were going to
one of them owns a bowling alley. I don't know.
Maybe wherever their colony is, they built a bowling alley on it or something.
I mean, you know what? They're starting to sell me on it. You get free bowling. That's pretty good.
That's a pretty good way to get people out places. Yeah. That is true. Yeah.
Oh, no, my balls are black and blue.
Like.
Yeah.
I made a weird face, audience. It's fine. You can't see it. It's okay. I actually thought when you said you were talking about like walking down the street on Pride, I thought you were gonna make reference to like all of the random nudity. Like, technically, I don't have a problem with it, but there's always like you're walking down and there's like a crush of people, and then you're just like, a penis touched my leg, and I'm like, okay.
Oh no, they never get close enough to me. I'm also so aware of where I am at all times.
Yeah.
That, remember I said you could live your whole life in fear? Well, let me tell you, when I'm in public, no one's getting anywhere near close enough to me that their penis can touch me.
Yeah, but there's always, at some point in time, there's always like a crush of a crowd, and you're just trying to get through it, and somebody else is trying to get through it the other way or something, and you're just like, you don't have clothes on and things have touched me. Like,
Yeah, no, I've witnessed that from afar.
yeah, yeah, that's never fun.
I see a crush of people and I go, I'm gonna walk a different direction.
The best one that ever happened was I was on Church Street and there was a dude wearing a pink cowboy hat and there was a balloon and I was like, what? And I was like, I was walking in that direction, but I couldn't see past his like shoulders. It wasn't a crush of people. There were just like enough people in front of us. And then as I get through, I was like, oh, it's tied to his penis. So people know. Gotcha.
Oh, I think I've seen that guy. I feel like he was in the parade one year.
Was he his own float?
He brings it with him.
It's fine. Yes. But yeah, I was just like, okay, thank you for making us all aware.
I gotta say though, as a prop comic, I don't know why no one's thought of that before. Like it's like pretty solid like prop comedy work.
I think so. I
mean, like it's like I get where you're coming from. Sorry that it touched you. At the same time, it's sort of just like, yeah, no, I wouldn't have thought of that. I wouldn't have thought of tying a balloon to it. That's kind of funny.
But I must have like I find those people have like a power because they're just like, here I am, we're doing this. And I guess that's what pride is all about, is about being yourself, having your own power, being proud of who you are. But I don't care how proud I am. I can't do that stuff.
Now, if you saw two guys in a fight and one of them is nude and one of them is wearing clothes, where are you putting money?
The naked guy.
You're putting money on the naked guy. Really? Okay.
Look, if a naked guy is fighting a clothed man, and this is not like, this is not like sexy wrestling or anything. This is like two dudes in a fight on a random day on the street.
This is a fight that started in a locker room and is spilled out onto the street.
And that dude is naked and he is still, was like, oh my God, I'm naked and run back inside or anything. No, that man is there to the death. Yeah. He's going to take that person down. Yes.
You're saying that his commitment has outweighed his disadvantage.
I'm sorry. Have you not seen The History of Violence? Have you not seen that movie?
Yes, I have, but you're thinking of
I'm thinking of Eastern Promises.
Eastern Promises.
Yes.
Yeah. But they're both nude in that. That's a naked fight. I've also seen Borat. I think they're both naked.
I thought only one of them was naked in that scene.
Oh, I don't remember now. I haven't seen it in 10 years. I do remember going, it was like very close to when Borat came out, right? Like it was only within a couple years. I'm like, man, we've had a lot of naked fights lately. I feel like I went a long time in my life without seeing a naked fight. Now I've seen two in relatively close succession.
I have to admit, I think especially comedians have gotten to a point where they're like, no, men's bodies are hilarious. Let's use it. Like Jason Segel has done it.
In the movie that got him this movie.
Which is so weird. Yeah. But a lot of comedians are like, no, men's bodies are hilarious and also wouldn't be hilarious if we're like, there's nudity in this movie. And everybody's like, oh, there's going to be boobs. And then we showed a dick.
It's pressed against a window.
God. No.
That's a real movie. That is Don't Stop, Never Stopping, the Lonely Island Andy Samberg movie.
I have not seen that one.
I believe he signs it as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Like it was like the bit with like the lady wanting to, it was like that joke, but it was a man wanting to have him sign his penis. Not a bad joke.
I'm kind of happy I haven't seen that.
It's okay. It's got fun songs in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a really good parody of that what's that? What's the thrift shop guy? Macklemore,
yeah.
That Macklemore song about like how gay people are people.
Yeah.
And how that's some revelation in it. There's a good song. There's like a good parody song of that where he's talking about how gay it is for everyone else to be gay, but he's definitely not gay. Like he just keeps saying not gay over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good song. It's really funny. Also,
Oh my God.
yeah, it's really fun to make fun of Macklemore.
But why? His songs are catchy. They're fun.
Sure.
You're like, that's all I got. Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
accept it.
I'll
Mm-hmm.
just so Muppets.
Muppets it is. Boom. Let's see. There's two Star Trek connections in this.
Mm-hmm.
We start with Whoopi Goldberg. There you go.
Guided.
Guinan, and also like one of the people like Lucille Ball who made sure TNG even happened. So yay. And then if you blink, you'll miss it. But when they're going to like all of the homes that are watching the telethon, there's a scene, there's one black family and there's an old man sitting in a chair.
Yes.
He was on Enterprise.
Yeah. Oh, really? I was surprised. Yes. Wouldn't be surprised if he's in all of them.
He's also like in Demolition Man.
There you go.
Yes.
So that is another character actor guy that shows up in a lot of stuff, and he's always great.
He's always great, yeah. But all he does is he just laughs and like sits back, and I was like, okay, I'll
Good for
take
him.
it.
Dude collected a paycheck.
Yeah,
he did zero work. He sat in a chair.
But at the time, he was probably like 80 years old, so let him have it.
More power to him. Yeah. I am not complaining at all. That guy, get your cash and leave, man. Like you deserve it. Like that dude. Speaking of jobbers, like that dude is a jobber, like 100%.
Agreed. Yep. And he killed it. Killed it.
I think my last note is just how in the show there's a little pit, like an orchestra pit, because it's a theater and it has Muppets in it, and I like that. That was my last note.
That was your last note.
I really like orchestras.
It wasn't about the whistling or anything?
Nope.
That
whistling thing's been talked about to death. I want to talk about the Muppet Orchestra Pit and how much orchestras are fun.
Yes. I mean, I feel sad for some orchestras that they're in a pit. Because yes, they you can see the conductor half the time, but half the time you can't in them. But then you just have these people that are just like in the ground in their holes. But they're making beautiful music.
Yeah. I go to the opera quite a bit. As I get comp tickets. And so I see most of the shows, and I love hearing the orchestra warm up. That is like my favorite thing every time, of just like the tone of the orchestra tuning up at the very beginning is so nice. And when you're walking in, just like as everyone's filing in, they're like tuning their instruments, and sounds awesome.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
It is. It's a very specific like sound. I don't know why I said it that way, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a warmth to an orchestra pit that I really enjoy, and it's also very old school show businessy, which is sort of which is why it works so well in this particular thing, because this is a vaudeville act in 2011, which doesn't make any sense.
No. Nobody's doing vaudeville anymore.
Yeah, it's like a Civil War era art form, and 2011. Being done by puppets and a bear. And
great bear.
Waka waka. So I love the old theater too. It looks great. Hobo Joe is there.
Yes. Like everybody forgets about Hobo Joe, and he's got the bum barrel too with the fire. And I was like, is that
with him?
I'm like, A, you brought that with you, and B, that seems dangerous indoors. No, yes, okay, it's fun. And then all of a sudden, there's like hobo like Muppets too. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
And they steal Jack Black at the end and make them their king.
Him laughing hysterically at Jack Black saying this isn't a bit, I'm really scared right now, is just so funny.
It's so good. Yeah, I like how weird Zach Galifianakis is. Like he just does these. They're not even like unhinged characters. They're just these very like in their own space characters. Yeah. Whether they're like big characters like Hobo Joe or like movies or even in like Baskets or Bored to Death and all that kind of stuff. They're not unhinged. They're
odd.
They're just odd. Yes, odd is the correct word. I'm like trying to think of like, a $10 word when this, a $2 word would do. Odd.
Peculiar.
Yes. Yes, peculiar. Well, I mean, he came to fame from like Between Two Ferns, which is just one of the strangest fake interview shows you'll ever look at. And you're just like, what is this? But then you laugh and you're just like, I get it somehow. Sure.
His ones with like huge like presidential candidates is really good.
Yeah.
They did one with Obama, right? He got Obama, he got Hillary Clinton.
Yep.
And like he said some wild stuff to both of them. And apparently the guy that directs those and writes them with Zach Galifianakis, his name Scott Aukerman, who's the host of Comedy Bang Bang.
Okay, yeah.
The podcast and the TV show. And apparently like the way it works is like they pitched the jokes to the person coming in, seeing which ones are okay. And apparently like the Obama people were just like, it's fine.
Really?
Apparently they were really chill about it. I think, like, I may be remembering it wrong, but no, I'm pretty sure they were just like, yeah, it's fine. I mean, like, what could you possibly say to Obama that would make him mad, or like that no one has said to him like on TV before?
Yeah, that he's not gonna get mad about this because he's like, they've already said it. I figured it out. Let's just keep going.
No, they've said so much worse about me and my whole family. Like, good luck trying to offend me.
Love it.
Yeah.
At least they're cool,
Yeah.
The worst is when you have like handlers or like celebrities that just take themselves too seriously. Like, you're a person in the public eye. Of course, you're going to get judged. You're going to get asked a bunch of weird questions because you've chosen a profession and a place where that's what's going to happen to you. Like, why are you surprised by any of this? Yes, some of it's mean and some of it's unnecessary. And yes, you can choose to deal with it or not. But if you're going to be on a show like Between Two Ferns, you got to know what you're
you got to be in. You have to be in on the joke to be on that show, or else the show doesn't work. If you're not in on the joke, the show is just mean.
Yeah. Or you actually like, I mean, I know there's quite a few episodes where like people actually get up and, storm off, quote unquote. But, but you're like, it's very clear. They're like, oh, you're part of this. This is really funny.
Jiminy Glick was sort of the same shtick, right? Like the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he would just say like the worst things in the world to these celebrities and they would just have to take it.
Like, oh my God. Oh, yeah. That's like when the celebrities do like they read the mean tweets or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And you could tell some of them are just like, I knew this was gonna be mean, but this is hard.
Well, some of them are just like so unnecessarily mean. Like I think that's the part. That's the ones that they're just like, what? I'm Annie from Modern Family. I'm the most boring person. Like, why are you? I should not elicit this much vitriol.
Yeah, no matter where you are or what you do, there's somebody out there who hates you to a level you will never understand.
It's just like Keith. Who's even talking about Keith Urban? Like, it's sort of just like, what's going wrong in your life that you need to tweet at Keith Urban that his face looks like garbage or whatever it is that, like, why? Like, what? He's not doing anything.
Well, this is my thing. I'm like, why are you going out of your way to do this? Because most of it is like, no, it's stuff tweeted at them. And then they just like pull it, like they haven't seen it most of the time, whatever, and they just pull it out. And you're just like, but you are literally taking time out of your day. Like, sure, I have lots of mean, intrusive thoughts about people all the time. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not pulling out my phone or getting on my computer, going to Twitter and adding people and being like, blah, 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 blah. That is just way too much effort. And especially if you dislike somebody, I'm like, if I'm going through all of that, that means you have part of my mind. You're part of my soul. Okay, if I hate you, you're not getting any of that, so I'm not even bothering.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, no, they're not. Like, all of those people are just the most innocuous. Like, there's never anybody on there that really deserves any sort of
thing. Agreed.
Granted, some of the burns pretty funny.
Yes.
Like, I'll give you, like, it's like Judd Apatow, like that thing where they just do like the joke run where it's like, oh, it looks like a waffle made out with a sandwich or whatever. Like, it's like the stupid simile thing they can do. It's essentially that. Like some of them are pretty funny, but yeah, no, there's absolutely no reason to send like actual hateful tweets to Sofia Vergara. Like
For what purpose?
what is she doing?
So true. But yeah, I mean, we're at the end of the Muppets movie. Were there any other notes that you had?
I think there was a joke about in Muppets in Space when Gonzo was talking to the sandwich.
Yeah.
I just really liked him talking to the sandwich, and then he's like, "Okay, now eat me." And he's like, "Are you gonna leave?" Or he's like, "No, I'm gone." But are you gone now?
Oh, the sandwich. Yes.
Yep.
I don't know. The sandwich made me think of a hippo because it had like 2 pickles on the top or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I kept thinking of. Like, is it a hippo? No, it's a sandwich, Tracy. Just get on
It's
with
a
your
sandwich Muppet.
Yes. So last thoughts about these 4 movies.
Yeah.
Which ones are you recommending to people? Which ones can people skip? What's going on?
I would definitely recommend Take Manhattan and 2011 Muppets. 100% full-throated recommendation.
Full-throated, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yes, croak. And Muppets in Space, I would say if you want to watch it with your kids, it's not bad as a kids movie. It's got some fun little jokes here and there, some weird little fourth wall break stuff. I feel like Muppets in like the late 90s sort of was going into that little kid mode.
Yeah.
And then would not recommend Kermit Swamp Ears unless you want to see him in a prison fight.
True. Yeah. Yeah, the thing about Swamp Ears is I feel like the demographic it's made for will have nightmares because of it. And everybody else will be like, what is this nonsense? And what is wrong with you people? That's it. Yeah, don't watch that one.
Yeah, I wake up in a cold sweat with that bug flying over my head.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And I love that Kermit just like, catches him and then spits him out and calls him fat.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
So why didn't you eat him and I don't have to see him again?
Because they're friends.
Yeah, but like you would want to eat the fat bug.
But I mean, and also flies usually have a lifespan of a day. So, God,
it felt like that movie went on for days.
And I was just like, it's only been 30 minutes? Oh my God. But yes, I do agree with your final thoughts on these movies. Definitely watch the 2011. Definitely watch In Manhattan. You know what? I'd actually give a slightly higher recommendation for Muppets from Space. Like, yes, watch it with your kids, but if you're into the Muppets, I think you'll enjoy the movie.
Sure. Oh yeah. No, if you're a Muppets fan, it's totally fine.
Yeah. Just still, no matter what, just skip the Swamp Ears. Just skip it.
Yes. Don't go out of your way to only buy it on digital platforms.
I still can't believe you did that. I literally told you before you came on, I'm like, you don't have to do this.
Here's what's even worse. I went to a video store to try to find it on disc.
Yeah.
And then, because I think they're supposed to have it at Bay Street Video, because I looked on their website, they had it for sale. I'm like, maybe it's less than $15. And I went and I looked for it. I walked over there. Looked for it, could not find it, and then went, I can't bring myself to ask the clerk for Kermit Swamp Ears on DVD, then have a follow-up question of how much is it?
So sorry.
Excuse me, sir, do you have Kermit Swamp Ears on DVD? Yes, you do. How much is it?
It'll be like $25.99. I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna walk.
No, thank you.
Look, I gotta admit, I only paid for the 2011 one. I did not pay for the rest. The rest was a gift. Oh, sure. And the other thing is I realized I hadn't physically watched these DVDs before because I had to like unpeel them.
That's funny.
I took the plastic off like the main box of it,
right?
But then I took out like because I assumed once I did that I would have watched them, but no, I pulled out the first one. I was like, why is this not open? Oh, it's still sealed at the top. Oh,
wow. Yeah, no, the here's what's weird. So I got an HD copy of Kermit Swamp Ears on iTunes.
Yeah.
And it looks surprisingly good.
Okay.
Like somebody did a good job on that video.
You're
It's
like,
so odd. I was looking at it going like, it's a good transfer of a movie that was made in 2002 to be on Starz Network.
yeah. I mean, at least you got something out of it. I don't
Sure.
know. Yeah.
I own the Hobbit movies, and this.
The algorithm to sell you stuff is gonna be like, what do we do with this? What is in between these two things?
Dark Crystal.
Oh my god, you're right. Okay. And Labyrinth, of course.
Labyrinth,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. I can't think of anything else in between there. Well, of course, like if they have any other Muppets things in there, for sure. Yeah. And maybe like The Last Unicorn. I know that's just pure animation, but yeah.
What there really should be a Muppets Lord of the Rings, right? Kermit and Fozzie as Frodo and Sam.
I mean, I don't like Lord of the Rings, so I'm gonna say no, but anything Muppets, yes. I'm just on the fence about that whole thing.
I just want more Muppet parodies. Bring me more Muppets.
That's true. They haven't done a parody in quite some time. Yeah, their last parody was Treasure Island. And that was in 96. That was before Muppets in Space.
I think does Haunted Mansion count as a parody movie? Because they did one of those. Yeah, it's like they do Disney Plus things now.
Oh, it's not listed here, so I have no idea.
Yeah, no, they did a Muppets Haunted Mansion, which is like based on the Disney ride, I guess, or possibly based on the Eddie Murphy movie.
They did the Muppets Wizard of Oz in 2005.
Yeah, that one's supposed to be real bad.
Oh, and Haunted Mansion. Okay, so it's considered a television special.
Right.
And they did in 2021 Muppets Haunted Mansion, yes. And they did Lady Gaga and the Muppets Holiday Spectacular in 2013.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett show up in Muppets Most Wanted in the first like 5 minutes. And you know what? He sounded just like Tony Bennett.
Wait, wasn't that the year they did like the duet album together?
Must have been.
That's funny. Yes. Yeah. Love it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else. I think we said all of the people who showed up and the references, and I talked
this was a good short episode.
Totally very short. So minor. Yeah.
You need to be careful next time we're talking and there's 4 movies for me to do.
I know. I have to stop giving you like series of movies to go over. This is just not working. I mean, we have done ones where it's 2 movies and it's still this long. So
yeah, true.
I don't know what's. I mean, I guess that's what happened when you do Tarantino. And it's
right.
the thing that happens. Yeah, because he's got too many references and too many things. There's a sock on my screen.
I'm wiggling my little pickies at you.
Well, thank you so much for being on and talking the Muppets with me tonight.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
It is always a pleasure. Yes. Well, that's it for this episode of Off My Shelf. Until next time, you can follow along on Instagram and Twitter at ohmyshelf, or you can send an email to ohmyshelf@gmail.com. On the next episode, we'll be talking Napoleon Dynamite and National Lampoon's Van Wilder. Hope you'll be here to listen.